What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the CCL Canadian Collegiate League. I'm Patrick Smoke Chambers, also known as Smoke, joined here with Bianca. Bianca, how you doing?
See, was muted. Thank God I'm back. Oops. Anyways, I'm doing great. Perfect way to start off a Monday is with CCL, and it's a great time. Weather's a little bit chilly, of course, but how about you, Patrick? How you doing on this
Well,
Monday
I'm
night?
doing. I was just, I'm doing pretty good. It's a week back from the Butler land. For some of you that don't know, Butler hosted their invitational, and I was lucky enough to go and cast a little bit. It was quite the experience traveling with the St. Clair boys as well. Speaking of which, we got St. Clair, we got Seneca, winner going to the top of the Group A. So again, a crazy matchup. I know the maps, but let's go to standings right now to see what happens and how everything looks. So there you go. I mean, oh my God, it is so close between these two teams. The round difference as well, both going absolutely crazy. 37 on the side of Seneca, 47 for St. Clair. I mean, they're just so dominant throughout the entire group, and what better than to have them here on stream on this matchup?
That's perfect. The top two teams are going against each other, so this should be a good game. I hope they bring us the full way. That would be awesome. But it's always good to see the top two, and we're going to be going to St. Clair's roster. We can take a look at their IGLs and their players. Starting off with the IGLs, Swifted, and then we got Terror, Jocks, Corey, and
Kinger,
Kinger.
Kinger.
Kinger, like Stinger, but Kinger.
Yeah, I mean, absolutely. You know, Swifted, he's done a great job so far of really just making this team band together. They've been really great in the CCL, obviously, but it's really interesting at Butler. I know they finished top 8. They had a couple of struggles here and there, but it's going to be interesting to see how they bounce back, especially with some of the matchups that I know are going on today. On the side of Seneca, we have Crayon, Varix, Josek, Aiden, and Khan, with Crayon being the IGL.
Well, I think. Oh no, I don't think I was gonna say. I think I recognize this team, but I don't think I do at all. And I was looking. I was trying to look at the previous team's worst map, but it didn't show up. At least for Seneca, though, we're gonna have their best map as border and their worst map as cafe. Which I last time you were here casting me, but there it was very interesting to see the map pools and the bands that were coming out, I guess, depending on what the team's best map and what their worst map is. So hopefully we'll be able to kind of see how those map bands go once they come up. But with that, we got the two top rated players, but from either side of the team, we got St. Clair for Jocks and we have Varix for Seneca.
Right. I mean, the immediate number that just jumps out to me right there is the entry statistic. I mean, look at that. 71%
Oh my
on
god,
entry
yeah.
is just absolutely crazy. If you could tell me that both of these teams would start 71% of the rounds with a 5-4 advantage, I mean, you would think they would be top of their respective groups. Well, surprise, surprise, they've been thrown into the same group. So, what ends up happening when you have two players on a caliber as Jocks and Varix who go up against each other? That's going to be the matchup that you look for the most. And depending on who kills who first, if they do end up
Ooh.
clashing heads, is going to really persuade, I guess, the story of that round, depending on what the team then does after that, who they can rely on. So, again, both with great kill death ratios, especially Varix is an absolute frag machine. You can just tell how much more aggressive he is. 83 picks as well, total. So, again, both these players so great in their own rights, but it's going to be very interesting to see the entries and who gets the first pick on who, honestly. Going on to the map bans now, this was probably the most interesting thing for me to see. We have Seneca picking Nighthaven, and I really like to see this out of them because St. Clair did not do well on Nighthaven throughout the Butler land. And I wonder if this is something that Seneca's done film on or seen, because this seems like a very inspired pick through that. A lot of teams wouldn't usually want to bring St. Clair to Nighthaven because St. Clair coming into this were such a powerful team through just opinions. Everyone thought they were a very good team, and then bringing them to a map that some teams, I guess, didn't really think they were comfortable on wasn't the best idea. But now seeing that St. Clair has dropped 2 games of labs in that Butler LAN, Seneca going to labs first, I think is a very smart pick.
And then, of course, the second map is going to be Clubhouse. Pretty standard, linear. That makes sense. But what I'm excited for is the border. I love border. I feel like I don't get to see it enough as much as I love that map. So if it does go the full way, we're going to be seeing a border getting played. With that, though, it seems like the game has begun and we're ready to get started. With the first ban is going to be Blitz. So, any predictions for who's going to be off the board next?
Well, I mean, if I was Seneca, maybe clearing out the Ying would be a good idea, but no, the Monty as well. I should have honestly knew that. I feel like in that land that I was at, casting with casters such as Botanic and someone who you know very well, Bianca Yali, we saw that Monty was pretty much banned out every single game. I believe there was only
Every
one game
Yes.
where the Montaigne wasn't banned out, and I'm not surprised that St. Clair chose to ban with the Blitz as well, because in that land as well, Blitz really came back to bite them, especially against UMBC when Joe took crazy advantage of having that Blitz on the board. The Two Brow coming out as a ban from Seneca as well. So St. Clair now on the defensive side. We'll see who they choose to get rid of. But I was going to break down to you essentially how big it is on the side of both of these teams that they ban both the shield operators. As the Fenrir gets banned out on the side of St. Clair, I'm not very surprised. Fenrir is such a strong operator on labs, but I'll get that in a bit. The reason why it's amazing that both these shield ops have been banned out is because I was casting with Yali on Nighthaven, and she brought up some very interesting points that I've now absolutely stuck with through seeing the progression of that tournament. It is the fact that Nighthaven Labs on attack is a map where you need 2 lanes of control in order to be successful. And a lot of times what would happen is you chuck that Fenrir into command. You put an F-Not gadget in command hall, and because the command hall was gone, that second lane of attack wouldn't be accessed, and because of that, people would get choked up and lose all control immediately on that top floor when attacking. So it's key to note that both of these shield ops are banned, so none of these attackers can claim any free ground without having a risk of getting shot,
Having to get
obviously.
their hands
So
dirty.
exactly, right? So they can't get that second lane for free. It's key to note that, and because of that, this is going to be a very interesting attack for Seneca. I wonder how it's going to play out.
Well, we'll see how it plays out as the round is literally about to begin. The top floor is where we're going to be starting off. Sinclair is going to be defending up above, which makes the most sense. I feel like that's a very typical first site to pick. And of course, we see the Ash. I wonder how that's going to play out. I'm surprised there's no Mira. Mira typically gets banned here, and or not banned here, played here, especially considering that she's on the board. But I guess their Mira isn't really going to be accounted for at all. Instead, they're going to be playing with the operators that we see lined up, and Azami, which I'm surprised isn't off the board, is also going to be able to be utilized. And of course, they will utilize her well, as St. Clair has picked her. With that, Thermat has already taken a bit of HP, and I'm not sure from where, but that's a little bit scary. However, they do have 2 hard breaches, so at least the Thermite does go down. The Ace can back it up and get any walls that maybe the Thermite wasn't able to. But again, maybe having that double hard breach was not only for the main wall, but also for Connector as well. And with that, the first one to go down is going to be the Bandit on the side of St. Clair.
Right, and again, this is interesting. The IT breach goes down, but because you were talking about that Azami and how powerful that is, they're just going to slot a Kiba barricade inside of IT, and that's going to make it very hard for any attackers to gain motion into IT. So again, Capital, now on that meeting terrace, peeking into electrical, has to be very careful because St. Clair has slotted Kinger in electrical with that shotgun close range. It's going to be hard to really get him into a corner and pull him out, especially with that close range in mind. But now, as the attack takes into connector, it is going to be that connector wall that they look to get rid of maybe access to, and that's their second lane is going to be IT is what they look for. Crayon with a pick onto Kinger, Swifted with another one on returns, but gets immediately refragged from Zoshik, and now trades going back and forth, peeking into electrical, potentially is Jox just going to play close door here. Is he going to swing out Terror with one as well? Jox has the intel on the player, but no, re-swings and Crayon takes his head off. And now it's going to be Terror again with a headshot. Peeks onto electrical, almost finds a second one. Terror in a very hard 1v3, but he already has the first step complete.
We'll see as time starts to take. It's going to be a minute remaining. He's going to have to do all the heavy lifting. Unfortunately, he's going to miss that last shot. Crayon will take him down swiftly. And I mean, damn! The boys on Seneca mean business. An amazing attack. And although it came down to the near wire 1v2, unfortunately, it's not going to be enough for the boys on St. Clair. I feel like Seneca got that first pick in their favor and just absolutely ran with it, was able to take control of not site but the surrounding rooms around site extremely fast, and I mean they've got absolutely no fear.
Right, I mean, I'm honestly a little bit surprised that there was nothing happening in command, at least nothing on catwalk, nothing on command hall. It really seemed like Seneca just said, you know what, Pat, we heard about all the talk. You were talking about two lanes and all that. You know, same with Yali. We already heard all that talk about two-lane attack. We're going to show you we're a little bit better than that. They only really operated on that one lane through electrical and connector. And again, it was just kind of St. Clair who just peeked into the gunfights, and I don't want to necessarily say gave them free picks, but off of those swings, it really did create a horrible environment for the defense, especially leaving your Azami in a 1v3. Not the most ideal scenario you want to face on the first round of defense. So right now, St. Clair, they're going to run it back on command. Let's see if they have any more luck. But so far, very impressive first round from Seneca as they claim their first.
Yeah, that was great. And we'll see if Seneca's going to be able to emulate what they did last round and bring it to this one. Like I said, they were great with getting aggro and being able to take their positions as soon as they were
That's
able to. And with that,
so
oh my God,
insane.
Kinger runs. I don't know where the heck he was going. He ended up getting that kill and then ran, instead of running right back in, which would be normal. I would assume that you would do that. You'd hop out, hit that, and then, but I guess not. Anyways, regardless, it's gonna be a not a 2v2, a 4v4, and here we go. The bandit is gonna be bandit tricking those walls as one usually does. I'm surprised that nobody's down below, especially that Ash. Usually they will open up the floor to basically deny the bandit from opening up, or not opening up, but to deny the bandit from tricking. But I guess that's not gonna be the case. Not sure where Ash is, but nowhere to be seen from below helping out on that wall. Regardless, though, we are going to have that connector wall open now.
Right, I mean, I honestly am a little bit surprised there. I guess it's because the ace is gone, and because that thermite is positioned on connector terrace, they really want to use the thermite to take the connector control. So again, with the ace off the board, not really a reason to go for IT anymore, I guess is what Seneca's way of thinking is. Maybe they switch it up, but that's a really great Capital bolt there that's going to be able to force Swift it out of electrical, and right off of that, Seneca now has that electrical control, which almost, I'm going to say, won them the entire round there. Crayon doing an absolutely great job in that first round of just taking picks and taking map control fluidly and slowly as well, not really rushing anything, getting rid of that barbed wire as well. So again, it should things should slow down, I would expect, for just maybe a couple of seconds as St. Clair just repositions off of this intel being gained and off of them not having electrical, but now peeking onto a pixel onto connector is going to be Tear, and we'll see if he gets any picks for his efforts.
Just about a minute remaining now. We're still at a 4v4, but I was going to say I love that Capitani was able to flush out whoever was in electrical and absolutely take control of it immediately. With it, though, Swift is going to take down Khan. Bring it to a 3v4, but
Wow.
scratch that at 2v4. Swifted, beautifully done getting the 2Bs. Unfortunately, going to get refragged by none other than Mr. Aiden. And with that, we're at a 2v3. 40 seconds remaining. There is still a lot of time, but this Ash is extremely low. She's going to be very careful in a game, though, where a headshot means everything. It doesn't matter if you're at 1 HP or 100. If you can hit a head, you can get the kill. And so as we approach just the final couple seconds of the round, and I'm talking final couple seconds, I'm talking about 20 seconds, the boys on the defense are just going to have to hold this out for a little bit longer as time begins to dwindle.
And again, look at the way St. Clair's position. They're expecting the second lane of attack to go down, but it doesn't. So right now, they're going to have intel now that both players on Seneca are coming from that connector and electrical push, and it's just going to be cleaned up in a split second. I mean, honestly, not surprising at all, as we do have a little bit of an observer issue, so we'll get back to that as soon as we can. But I'm not surprised in the very least that we are seeing Seneca run into these problems now that I thought they were going to run into in the first round because they didn't have that second lane of attack. But now it seems that, they were able to prove me wrong first round, but second round a little more realistic. If you don't take any sort of second lane on the attack, it becomes so hard to push in, especially through only having control of electro. Don't get me wrong, it's a great step in the process, but you need to do just a little bit more because the defense can just peel back, especially if a player like Swifted, if you're just going to give him 2 kills, it's not looking good. He's going to swing for the third, obviously. Again, I know it didn't work out, but again, St. Clair, they
He's got 2
establish their
under his
defense.
belt.
They get rid of that second lane of attack, and because of that, they will take that second round. So now going on to tank is going to be St. Clair, and here we go onto the tank assembly site. It's going to be very interesting, and I wonder, with the cap can as well, these gadgets placed off-site, I thought maybe could be a little bit troublesome, but I don't think they are going to do very much of anything at all, especially if Seneca just plays this right with Crayon on the IQ.
And what I do notice, though, however, is going to be the mirror. They don't use her upstairs, but they are going to use her downstairs. So I'm at least happy she's getting used at all. And with that, not only, but the walls are also going to be open to Thermite, or not a Thermite, a Maverick for a little bit of reassurance, I guess, helping to get rid of those bandits that would possibly be on the wall and to deny any bandit tricking. And
There we go.
speaking of Capcan, it seems like none other than the Ash is going to fall flat. The invisible sixth player is going to make his way through, and it's going to be none other than a Capcan trap. The boys in Seneca have already started off on the back foot, and with that, it doesn't seem like anybody is holding Animus at all, but it doesn't matter. Kinger's gonna get another kill, is gonna be onto Aiden. The boys need to be careful as we only have a 3 alive, and they got 5 other enemies to get rid of.
Right, well, I mean, the Ash was going to be what starts your take of the second lane there on the attack, but now you just have to kind of run through Animus. And again, with the IQ on the board, I don't understand how a Capcan trap is able to successfully bag a kill like that. That is something that I would expect Karan to have called out. And again, I'm not throwing shit on his name, essentially, but I think that it isn't something that you should be having happen to you, especially if you have that IQ. So, again, it's a little bit of a difficult job here for Seneca to pull off, and as they lose the second, obviously, Aiden on the Animus Breach, it's just not going well for them so far. And right now, Seneca, they have to regroup. They're taking a little bit of vertical control right now, but they haven't even taken out the default cam. And now Kinger is going to be able to flank up those exo stairs and find 2. Do you have the third? You know about the third? No! Khan able to pick him off. But again, too much damage. It's already been done. St. Clair 4v1. Khan gonna need a miracle to pull this one off.
Yeah, that's going to be quite unfortunate. It was a near flawless round. Luckily, though, Kana comes in to deny that completely. But with 40 seconds remaining, a 1v5 does, or not a 1v5, a 1v4 doesn't even matter. Ter will finish him off, and beautifully so. And I mean, that round of defense, the first round was definitely a little bit shaky. That last round was a lot better, but this is a complete step up from the first round to what we have now. Their defense that round was absolutely beautiful, tight, and just literally the definition of teamwork. I love to see that. St. Clair, an amazing defensive round. The boys in Seneca are going to start picking up the pace.
Right, well, I mean, immediately the thing to talk about is the fact that Zosik is going to die to a cap cannon. Of course, because he's all by himself, that pick just goes untraded, right? So, again, when you have an IQ on the board, I don't understand how that gets missed, but it's going to be St. Clair laughing all the way to the bank as they take that third round. So, for me, I think Seneca right now, they're sticking together, and that is a good thing sometimes, but in a map like Nighthaven on attack, you need to split up a little bit. You need to, again, have more than just one person on that second lane, because if that one person dies, then that's it. And the attack really just kind of falls to shambles. So, again, we saw it in that second round. We've just seen it again in the third round. I think it's very interesting that now Seneca are bringing in Grim for a stronger execute, the Nomad as well. But again, right now, if I had to guess, unless Seneca start changing stuff up on the way that they're starting off these attacks, we're just going to see, just rinse and repeat. I'd like to think that the change is happening, though, because I see that Aiden and I believe Crayon are up above, not on the breaches, probably going to try to see if they can establish a second lane.
Ooh, and this pulse might be up all night to get lucky. Might find a kill or might end up getting picked himself. He's got to be careful as he's basically all alone in the basement. And what we were talking about previously was that Ash ended up getting picked off, and of course that kill goes untraded. But this could honestly quite likely happen to this pulse if he's not careful with that. Corey's gonna be the first one to get taken down by none other than Crayon. And we can see that at least if a pulse gets a kill here, does Nomad and this Bug have each other to kind of help with that refrag? But if this pulse goes down, it's going to be a horrible situation. Nobody's going to be there to back him up or, help him out at all in case anything goes wrong. So seems like he might just be retreating out, which might be the best idea for him. Start to regroup and figure out where the rest of his teammates are. See if he can help them out in any single way. A C4 is going to come out, but it's not going to connect to anybody. However, Terror is going to get a headshot by none other than Mr. Khan. It's going to be a 5v3 now in favor of the boys on Seneca. Much better compared to last round.
Right, I mean, again, unless Swifted makes an absolutely crazy play right here, I mean, him and Jocks can do it for sure. They're going to get Sinclair right back into the swing of things. I was just about to say, Seneca, this is what I've been waiting for. You're taking these two lanes right now. You're splitting up the attack, and because of that, you're finding picks. A great one from Zosik down below. And now, Seneca, they have the control they need. They can now start working on the execute. However, it is going to be the likes of Jocks on those vault cams. They need to watch out. There's another C4 on the window as well. Is going to be Jocks positioned just to the side of it. And because they have Case now on that window, the defense can just kind of sit happy knowing that Varix from these vault cams is probably most likely going to get called out very soon. If not, that bullet and that shot onto the proximity alarm will give away his position from catwalk down to warehouse. The drop does come through. That audio has obviously been called out. And right now it's just a sit and wait game. I doubt any of these St. Clair players are just going to peek and give their lives away. At least they're just probably going to play off each other's contact. That flashbang should establish the walk-in. However, the C4 is going to get blown out. A good bait there, if anything, for the last C4 to be used. And now no explosives on the side of St. Clair. 19 seconds left to go, and Varix has to isolate these gunfights. Flashes onto one, but again, the cross being played out. A great job there by St. Clair to play their crosses on contact as well. Just waiting patiently. And again, it's going to be St. Clair with another defensive round, really showing that they've worked on their labs since the Butler LAN.
That was beautiful. Starting off with that two-man deficit of 5v3, not in their favor, was definitely not looking good, but getting those picks back, and not only that, but then taking the lead is absolutely what I wanted to see. Amazing from St. Clair. I was like, wow, that was kind of a complete 180 from the previous round. They were absolutely dominating, but it seems like no matter what's thrown at them at this point, they've kind of got this momentum, and I always say this, that little snowball effect, very common thing to say, but as you start to get the ball rolling, it only gets faster and faster and faster. And that just seems like what's happening with St. Clair. Even starting off with deficits, they're still able to come back and take the rounds. And not only that, but I mean, have them in their advantage. What a great way to end that out. And obviously, seeing those previous three sites, we're going back up to the top floor.
I absolutely love this. If I'm not mistaken at all, I believe that into the meeting hallway into connector, there's been a nitro cell pre-placed there by Swifted. So again, with the Valcam almost certainly watching that position, it's going to be very interesting to see how Seneca, if they find it, if not, if they can't deal with it, that's going to really be the story. That could be something that finds a pick, multiple picks almost as well. So again, that's a great piece of utility done there by St. Clair, and if Seneca does not drone this out correctly, they will have no clue that there's a C4 waiting for them on that connector door. So again, we will see as this round goes on. Let's see what Seneca can do to get themselves back into this game.
Only half a minute so far, and I notice Seneca always brings that double hard breach. I'm assuming at least they can kind
Yeah.
of open up two ways to get themselves through. And the Bandit, of course, every single round going to be tricky. But I guess not only do they bring that one, oh my God, no way, he got both off the wall. You're kidding me? I was gonna say maybe they didn't bring the two, so that they're able to get both sides of the wall. But damn, that's an ace charge gone, not even broken, and a thermite charge gone as well. That is not looking too good. Wow. Corey's gonna be the absolute goat of getting those bandit tricky tricks down with that Kinger. To get the opening pick, it is going to be on to Crown the Capitan. But, oh my god, they're going to be careful for Mr. Zosic as he is going to be coming in through connector. And I mean, he's making his way pretty fast and very sly like a snake. On to take out Corey. That's the bandit off the board. They are aware that he is in connector. But, oh my god, Kinger left at 8 HP. Better be careful if he doesn't want to get taken out.
Right, I mean, almost trolling there. I don't know why you peeked that with the shotgun. He's not in a close range for you to find the down. And again, it's just a gunfight that I didn't expect Kinger to probably take from Electrical. But again, when the attack does not have the Capital, what I'm sitting here thinking is St. Clair can just sit back and look pretty, because losing a Capital so quick like that, that's your main way of execute gone. So again, it's going to have to be Seneca to really force their way through here, but they have to clear out Swifted first in IT, and that is simply not going to happen. Rips the head off of Khan, and just like that, we are down to a 4v3. Especially with the ace now. Don't tell me on 8 health, you're just going to swing onto IT. Not like this. There's no way. The drone goes out. It's immediately shot out. Don't swing with no intel. Please don't do it, but he's going to do so anyway. Swifted, if anything, being the one to swing out, going to find the pick as well. So, not being able to clear Swifted out of IT. Aiden's now going to peek him yet again. And wow, I mean, we've just given 3 free picks to Swifted in IT off of really almost no intel of his position. He just switches up time and time again. We're just feeding bodies into him, and that's not a successful way to win a round, especially on the attack. So again, I really do have to say it was a tough attack from the start, getting, you know, your hard breaching devices absolutely thrown out of pocket from Corey. I guess credit to Corey. That was an absolutely incredible job there on the Bandit. And then losing your Capital, it was just too much for Seneca to deal with, and they couldn't bounce back.
Yeah, and not only that, but this is going to be the round right before split. So St. Clair, you're a fan of St. Clair, they can most definitely end this round out at a 5-1 for split. And to be honest, considering the rate that they're going at, it just doesn't seem like they're going to be slowing down anytime soon. An amazing round, not just for St. Clair themselves, but for Swifted. I mean, absolutely incredible. Most of the team, it seems like the entire team is able to pretty much hold their own. They're doing amazing. As for the boys in Seneca, they had a very electric and really exciting first round, but anything other than that has kind of been lackluster and a little bit disappointing to say the least. Hopefully this round they can at least leave split looking at a 2-4, the best case scenario. It's not horrible also as well. Nighthaven, I feel like, is definitely a defender-sided map, and so I think that, you know, leaving split at 2-4 is definitely not bad at all, and I feel like it's kind of typical. So hopefully they will be able to help themselves out, give themselves an extra round. But damn,
There we
as we were
go.
talking about
There we go.
Swifted being the man last round, and he's gonna get taken out early, along with 2 of his cap can traps, leaving the boys in St. Clair at a man deficit.
And that's exactly what Seneca needed right there. Catching out Swifted in really just an errand position. Again, Swifted probably just looking to get aggressive, probably hoping to mentally chalk Seneca. But again, that did not work out. Exactly what Seneca did a good job of there is just punishing him, playing as a team, finding the Capcan traps, crucial drone work. They're able to clear that position out. And what I want to see this time from Seneca is exactly what they are starting to do. I want to see more pressure from Vending and onto Exo, and I want to see more pressure onto Cargo, especially because that Mira looks into Animus on the other side of the defense. So again, they kind of focused one way on the first time they were attacking this tank assembly site. I want to see them go the other way, and so far, they've done a good job starting out with that, especially with Khan going to be able to pick off Terror. There we go, Seneca. You're really getting the ball rolling now, and with the first 2 picks going down, especially on an operator like a zombie who is time dependent for utility, it's a great start so far from Seneca.
Ooh, that's going to be unfortunate. And Jacques is going to get taken down. Not only was he getting pitched from the side, but from above as well. We've seen St. Clair come back from their deficits, but is this going to be too big of a gap to close out? It seems like Kinger, though, is going to take down Aiden, and we're going to be at a 4v2. I mean, it's not the best case scenario, but at least we're going to get somebody off the board. But with that, now that the boys in Seneca are aware that they have this huge advantage, they're going to be able to just make their way right in through Exo Suit. However, a 4v1 turns to a 2v1. Oh my god, Corey needs to be careful. Unfortunately, he's going to get hit from the back, and that's going to blow him out. With that, Split 2-4, not too shabby. The boys in Seneca finally able to close out. They won the first round of Split, and they won the last round before Split. So we'll see if they're going to be able to keep this momentum and bring it on to the second half now that they are going to be defending.
Right, I mean, let's just talk about the attack real quick from Seneca a little bit more because I gotta be honest, that is by far the best attack we've seen from them all game. They look so good there, clearing out Swifted early, not letting him punish you, punish him instead, bring the player advantage, bring the drones. Honestly, a great job there. I would have thought maybe Kinger, that is a position that I would have expect maybe a drone gets sent down vending stairs into EXO and maybe you see him. So again, Kinger probably would have been able to make or was looking to make a big play there if undroned, but it is going to be him who misses the shots, and because of that, Josik is going to make him pay. So, again, good job from Seneca there. They're playing as a team a lot more, at least in that round. They did split up when needed to, and they stayed together when needed to. And again, I think that pressuring that backside was really what they saw in the first time they attacked this was, wow, guys, St. Clair, they really had nothing to counter anything coming down from vending into EXO or cargo. So let's focus on that this time. They decided to do that, and I mean, they come away with what I honestly thought was quite honestly, it's such an impressive round. And if not for Korob's almost heroic efforts in the end, would have been an almost flawless round on the side of Seneca. So now switching it up though, let's see what St. Clair can do on the attacking side on a defensive monster house known as Nighthaven Labs.
Seems like the double hard reach is the wave. What I always notice is, which I think is insane, they never end up having somebody going from below. However, Aiden is going to get DB. I know he'll probably end up just crawling back into sight and getting picked up regardless, but he's going to be on low HP, no doc to help him out at all. That's going to be unfortunate. But yeah, typically, at least when I'm playing, people will usually, especially Ashful or Azafia, will end up going from below, right? Opening up that floor and being able to basically stop the bandit or just literally anything on the wall at all. I feel like it's a little bit extra work if you're going to be, trying to get wall open without having that floor. But anyways, I digress. That's the choice they make, and it seems like it ends up working because they end up winning the round. But regardless, Corey is going to get taken down first. That's going to be unfortunate. The ace off the board, but like I said, we are going to have the thermite, so at least one hard breach is off. Not all hope is lost just yet. Not only that, but they do have connector open.
Well, I was going to make a comment on the fact that we've seen both teams now bring 2 hard breaches. However, what I will say is I need to pay attention now to Terror, who's honestly about to make an impressive play on the catwalk if he can find the Azami. But we will see. The Azami on catwalk sitting pretty to know about the Ashes position. No! And Terror able to clean up Crayon. And now with catwalk control, they have their second lane of attack into IT. So this is going to be very interesting now. Varix with an amazing C4 onto Swifted, and just like that, Seneca takes back advantage. With the clock under a minute left, the execute has to come in soon. Multiple players on the side of Seneca on low HP. However, everybody on St. Clair is not really too healthy, especially with a swing of the mute shotgun. I really thought that was going to be a pick for St. Clair, but Jox going absolutely wild, finds a double from Electrical, and St. Clair have made ground. Terror as well with a double of his own, and now they just have to clear out the Valk. The position is known. Terror with a triple, and him and Jox sweep out Seneca.
Oh my god, beautiful attacking around. Great way to start off. I mean, they left Split on an L, and they've come back the second half of the game absolutely even stronger. I've never seen them so strong before. Beautiful teamwork and well done to the boys on St. Clair. An amazing attacking round. Hopefully they can continue this. It seems like the boys in Seneca are going to be going back upstairs. They want to give that another try. It was pretty neck and neck up until that last little bit where it just kind of ended off with St. Clair absolutely just getting those picks back to back to back, and then it was kind of hard for Seneca to keep up. But this time they're not going to bring a bandit. This is what I like. I like seeing the Kai. The bandit tricking definitely didn't work last time, even without having somebody go in from below and open up that floor. So at least we will see hopefully a little bit better of an effort in keeping that wall closed, because St. Clair got it open quite fast. Not only that, but they also ended up getting that connector wall open as well, which can be a bit of phantom pressure, but regardless, they ended up getting both walls open in the end, and so it didn't take him that long either. So hopefully this Kaid will definitely make a little bit of difference and kind of slow down St. Clair when it comes to opening up these walls.
Well, I've been wondering, especially with the fact that St. Clair, when they were on defense, were just bringing the Bandit the entire time. I was kind of wondering, okay, well, where's the Maverick on the side of Seneca? This is an operator that can very easily clear out the Bandit on that IT. We wouldn't be seeing Corey doing all this tricking work on the first half of the game, but now it's going to be St. Clair who finally bring it out and say, well, I mean, here you go, Pat. Here's your Maverick. And because of that, now IT can't really necessarily be contested by a Bandit anymore. Now, I do like the switch up like you were talking about from the Kaid. But again, any Seneca player looking to peek onto this angle that the Maverick has created for Swifted onto the stairs is going to be kind of foolish. And because of that, now St. Clair can just drone this out. The hop in into Catwalk, are you kidding me? Tear and Kinger, you're just allowed to progress up this position? It's not being contested at all so far. And wow, that's just going to be a second lane taken there. Khan with an absolutely beautiful pick there onto Kinger. And because of that, the round's just going to go trade for trade, blow for blow. Tear able to find one in a Zosik. And now the Azami just has to kind of sit back. Varix takes off the head of Corey, and because of that, it's going to be Seneca with a man advantage. What a crazy start to this round.
Beautiful Seneca mate wasting absolutely in no time, getting the picks when they need. And same thing with St. Clair. It seems like they basically just took a hold of Raptors, and that's it. They're going to keep it all for themselves. This Azami desperately trying to close off that hole that's now been created so that they were able to kind of get in and out of Raptors. Not only that, but they're very aware that that main wall area is basically going to be a no man's land unless they want to end up getting picked off. They're not going to be able to show themselves there at all. This is Azami. No way Crown ends up getting that kill. It is going to be on to Tear. A beautiful hold from Seneca. And I mean, that was a little bit lucky, but damn. Seems like it's going well. Just about a minute remaining, and St. Clair are going to need to regroup and figure it out because a 2v4 is not looking too good for them.
Right, I believe Swift's position has been spotted up from the drone hole. Going to be able to find one on a Varix, but not the crosses that are going to be held from Seneca. A great job there, and I honestly wanted to point out the way they started the round before this was almost the exact same in terms of they were able to find picks early, but it was St. Clair who were able to find picks in the end and just kind of flood in at the end of the day. Like I said, first-person shooter, you got to click heads in order to win. St. Clair were doing that last round, but this round, Seneca, they stay more composed. They don't swing out as much. They don't give away their positions as freely, and again, they're holding down control where needed. And because of that, they're able to counter out St. Clair. A great job there on the defense. Not surprised at all based on how the start of the round worked out that Seneca were able to just kind of peel back and say, okay, guys, let's just reset right here. Let's reset our positions. We know they're obviously taking control of this catwalk. Leave IT. Don't worry about that. You can occasionally peek onto it again. The Azami doing a great job. I believe it was Khan doing that. So amazing job there by Khan. But again, being able to just back up, reset, play deep into your command, and just chill out for a minute is going to be able to allow St. Clair to start panicking, I guess, with the clock, right? So they then take sort of more errand gunfights where they don't have necessarily the advantage in, and because of that, Seneca, they peel back, they take that control, and they're able to find that round. So a great job there from Seneca. I want to see more of that from the defensive side, but only time will tell as we head down to that basement site, that assembly in that tank.
What I'm surprised to see is there's not going to be a mirror on the defensive side at all. They bring the Kaid yet again, and a Solus is somebody that is going to be the first time we're going to be seeing them. So we'll see how well that goes. I feel like not having a mirror, especially downstairs, even upstairs, is a little bit criminal. But regardless, it doesn't matter. They accounted for it. Maybe Mira gets banned so often they're like, we don't need her. It's all good. As for that, the Solus might be in for a little bit of trouble if she's not careful, but don't worry. She's got a couple of teammates to help her out in case anything happens, which is what I like to see. Usually, if you're all alone by yourself, you end up getting picked, and that's it. That frag isn't going to get read at all. With that, no refrag is going to come out on the side of St. Clair. Instead, they're just going to get picked, and it's going to be none other than Tear. His friend's not with him at all, so that pick is going to go uncontested and unpunished for. That's a little bit unfortunate. St. Clair already starting off on a bad foot.
I was about to say, did you see that? They popped a Finka Surge, and they just dropped 3 down the kitchen hatch. And now they're making their way through vending. Jox is going to clear this out, and they're just rushing Exo. They realize the roam up top. Corey's not aware of the Solis flanking, though, and the Solis is going to be able to get a kill. But because of that, St. Clair in other positions. 4v3, but St. Clair about to take sight. Swifted on 1, now finds 2 as well! On the back of cargo stairs. Flash out, believe he knows about the positioning of the third, but has to rush down the cargo stairs. No, the Cade able to lock him down. However, the plant's going down from Kinger in assembly, and St. Clair have all the control they need. Swing onto 1, it's Jox, finds 1 for his efforts, and now they diving back into Exo. Has to play this one close with the Solis and Nano right now. Just kind of play back, sit back, wait for the Solis to overextend on 12 health especially. The Solis on the side of Crayon needs an absolute miracle to pull this clutch off.
It's going to be 25 seconds. Unfortunately, he's going to need 7 extra seconds to defuse. Nobody's going to be above. Unfortunately, he thought so, but that will not be the case. Kinger to finish him off. Beautifully done. That's going to be unfortunate, but an amazing round, nearly neck and neck. Oh my gosh. Like you said, they just literally hot dropped that hatch and absolutely rained tear. And I mean, Seneca they weren't too shabby with that. It's not like it wasn't like it was a crazy sweep. They ended up nearly holding their own. Unfortunately, it was just a little bit too overwhelming. And with that, St. Clair pushing themselves onto match point. Seneca need to start getting their stuff together. That round was definitely fast paced. I won't lie. That would definitely catch me off guard. But I mean, with a Solus, a lot of stuff should be a lot easier. Unfortunately, that won't be the case, and we're going to be going back downstairs. No mirror yet again, but I guess a mirror isn't really necessarily needed if everybody's just going to drop a hatch and just kind of run right in.
Right, the thing that won St. Clair the round there was simply just drone work, right? I mean, to be able to realize, okay, they probably had a drone in kitchen. I'm going to assume they sent it down vending. Either that or they had a pre-placed in assembly that didn't get taken out. And they realized, guys, there's no one playing in EXO. There's no sightlines onto EXO. There's no one playing for those sightlines onto EXO. We can just drop this and send it. They got 2 roamers up top, 1 on the first floor. I mean, what are we doing here, guys? We have 3 people who can just drop and send, and we can get a free plant. That side has no contest at all. I mean, again, that comes all off the back of droning and showing why St. Clair is such a great fleshed out team when it comes to that intel gathering. They're able to just simply find that gap in the defense, and they take full advantage of it. And this is really interesting. I want to see right now with Swifted on this Deimos. Usually pops off with this operator when picking into it. So again, it's going to be Swifted on the Deimos. It's going to be very interesting to see how Seneca can deal with this.
About 30 seconds already. Luckily, nothing really has gone down too quickly, too fast. We are going to have Crayon all by himself on the Solus. So, like I said, again, these picks come out, and if unfortunately he gets picked, it seems like he's all alone and he's going to be dead. There's not going to be much potential for a refrag. If everything or something goes sour, they might even just try pinching him right here and right now. He will, however, drop a hatch to get out of a bad situation. I'm sure that he knows that he might have just been outnumbered if he wasn't careful. But not only that, Shackle's going to be waiting for him at the bottom of those stairs, Terror, to take him down. That's Sola's huge operator off the board. And with that, Seneca on the back foot, all ready to start at a 4v5.
Right, I mean, just on the cafeteria hallway, able to hear the footsteps of the Solus, and because of that now, it's going to be Terror who can take all this free control, looking to find some control onto cargo stairs. So, again, now Seneca, they just have to kind of triple up and turtle up. And especially with Swifted now on this Deimos, he can just find this intel on the Valk and wonder, you know, basically off of that, where at least the Valk is playing, and because there's only 3 or 4 left on the board for Seneca with the Solus being gone, they can assume, especially through drone work, that most of these guys have just turtled up. It is going to be the Warden in vending left to still stay standing, and right now, St. Clair looking to clear him out. They're going to be able to do just that, and with that known, now they know all 3 are down in that basement. They have turtled up together, so it's going to be St. Clair to have to try to push the pace. 52 seconds left, and they're going to do just that. Kinger able to find the first pick onto Zoshik, and now Kinger just walking into Nano. Terror able to find one as well. Aiden's going to refrag onto Kinger, but now flooding the site is St. Clair, and Seneca can't do a damn thing about it.
Well, that was a close game, guys. An extremely close game. Can you believe it? Oh my god, the score just absolutely nail-biting. I'm kidding. It's not nail-biting. I think that the skill gap between that is insane. I'm not gonna lie. I think that it was like night and day, especially the offense comparing St. Clair and Seneca. I think that St. Clair, when they're attacking, always try their best to basically isolate people the best that they possibly can, and it works out in their favor. You get one pick and they're not able to get a refrag for it because they're able to figure out who's all alone, who's by themselves, and who's not able to, help themselves. And even then, when they do end up pushing, most of the time they end up pushing with somebody else. So it's like, if for whatever reason somebody on their team does end up dying, most of the time, especially that person that ended up dying by that vending machine, there was there was the Damos right there to help him out. So if he did get picked, a pick was gonna come right after, unless you're really lucky and you end up getting two headshots with that. So I think that the offense is just night and day between both of those teams.
Right. I mean, again, I think that when you look at a team like Seneca on the attack, the reason why it didn't go necessarily as well as they would have hoped is because, yes, 4-2 split on Nighthaven isn't bad. It's not the worst. But at the end of the day, you're still down. You can only give up 3 rounds. So, again, when you're up against a team like St. Clair, who are very capable of switching the pace. They are such an aggressive team. They can take those 3 rounds on you on that attacking side. We just saw that obviously right there. So again, Seneca, they just weren't able to establish that second lane of offense for most of the time on the attack. Switching over to St. Clair, the reason why St. Clair were able to be successful wasn't even necessarily because they could establish second lane of offense either. It was really weird to see that St. Clair, they honestly, they benefited off of just simply drone work and realizing that there were massive gaps in Seneca's defense. Spots where defenders were not looking, had no idea about, there was no control there. And if there was, maybe only one person. I mean, we see them flood into vending how many times? Down EXO how many times? I mean, it felt like
Yeah.
every damn round they were on deep, right? On the attack. And again, what does Seneca do? Oh yeah, let's just put a warden behind vending. Everything will be okay. There's nothing else to help him. There's nothing else to help him, especially when you have a Deimos and a Jackal on the board. They're going to find his position in a snap. And because of that, they're able to take that control. They just end up swinging him as 2 people. The Warden can't kill on a double swing. Like, the chances of that working out are slim to none. So in that power position, it's going to get cleared out. And St. Clair, they just, after that, can flood onto site because no one's watching that side on the basement. So again, it happened twice. Seneca did it once. They tried to fix their mistake by slotting a warden behind vending, but it was not enough. And in the end, St. Clair, they were able to become successful, especially with almost 2 free rounds on that tank assembly.
Yeah, hopefully Seneca will be able to come back a little bit stronger because that was, I mean, that was nothing short of shambolic. That was definitely, it wasn't the best, but I'm sure that hopefully, God willing, next map on Clubhouse it will be a little bit better and it will be a little bit closer. But we are going to send you guys to a break. Go get yourself a glass of water, take a washroom break. We will be right back with Clubhouse in about 5 minutes.
Going to get planted. Uniquely is almost got it. 2-2. Actually finds Sonic. Canadian no name finishes off as Pro. The diffuser planted. Bulbous finds Uniquely. Canadian finds actually the 1v1 scenario with the diffuser down. The big wrap coming in from Bulbous. TMU needs to get this one. He's gonna sneak up right behind him. Can he find him? He knows. He gets it, and Canadian finishes it off. Windsor walk away 2-0 tonight, ladies and gentlemen.
He's in piano.
Gridlock is in cigar. Gridlock in cigar.
Oh, I'm leaving this go.
He was on piano. On piano. Oh, nice shot. Oh! Oh!
Taking care of open is for the taking, at least unless somebody comes in and tries to play.
Third time's a charm. There you go. Strike via post. Get that mirror window down. Helio ends up finding a second. But Helio finds a third. 4-2. Ladies and gentlemen, do we see the ace? The quad for Helio. Eyeballs the last. There it is. An ace in the pocket of Helio. Helio is back. TMU is back. We are getting closer, but it is still match point.
Windsor has not picked Monty once. So.
Yeah, I was gonna say, you know, we're in round 4 right now, and so far. I have not seen a single Monty pickup.
Yeah.
Are we, is it an us thing? Do we just like the Monty a lot? Uh-oh. Caught in the rotation hole. Actually, the rotation hole wasn't big enough for you. Uniquely, gonna end up getting the opening pick here of the round for you, Windsor.
And even though it's down to a 2v5, the positions they're in right now is so strong that it's gonna be able to get 3 kills! What is going on? Set up the air jabs to watch flanks so they can just get right in there and probably not even have to worry about CCTV or anything. Just get in there and flank that. 1, 2, 3! Boom, boom, boom! Mod wants you in his room!
Holes from below inside. One's on the holes, one on the bird holes, one of the bomb chassis. Look below you.
Where's left? Where's left?
Oh shit.
Oh wait, I didn't kill him?
On his cam. Still on his cam. Still on his cam right here. Another one's still on his cam. Off cam.
Oh my fucking god!
Lost his master.
Yo, this guy just hit a fucking clip, bro. Holy shit.
Hold on, let me...
Oh my fucking god!
Yeah, idiot. So he's gotta watch out for that. Oh, nice on that Claymore. Gugger with a quick flick into Fountain. Takes down Otter, and he knows through the wall, and he sees it. That's unbelievable, and he gets the call out from his teammate. There's somebody's above hatch, and he makes the play for it. He drops it. Oh my god!
He gets the ace. What?
Defenders have disabled the bomb diffuser. Bomb diffuser.
I spoke too soon. That was.
Attackers have recovered
30
their
seconds left to go. Diffuser going down. Of course it's a bait. Goes for the pre-fire. Doesn't end up finding it, but wraps. And Helio ends up getting the triple kill, tied up 1-1. But the HP bars would say otherwise. The tuber out full. The buck not at all. Down he goes. The buck ends up finding it. Helio getting another one. Getting the quad. And putting us 1 up for TMU in overtime.
Je sais pas si Georgian peuvent récupérer de ça.
No. Oui, on l'a vu.
There's no way. There's no way. There's no way. No way, bro!
God, fine, cool.
What are we doing? Georgian! Wake up! It's just in there, like swimwear, Fico. Another pick. Arthur le volé. Oh, Fico, man. Ah, Fico qui fait des wall bang. C'est overachieving. Il est tellement bon. Il est tellement bon. Je veux l'arrêter. Watch it box, c'est le dernier. Et c'est là.
Un autre c'est 0. C'est rock.
What a round. On peut pas flash, on peut pas bon. Ok. Big pick. Big pick. Flying Cade. Come on.
Oggs. Mr.
4K.
Augie, what
4K.
can you
Let's
do?
go!
He's right there on the other side of the wall. You better watch out.
Damn. On the
Going to get planted. Uniquely is almost got it 2-2. Actually finds Sonic Canadian. No name finishes off as Pro. The diffuser planted. Bulbous finds Uniquely. Canadian finds actually the 1v1 scenario with the diffuser down. The big wrap coming in from Bulbous. TMU needs to get this one. He's gonna sneak up right behind him. Can he find him? He knows. He gets it, and Canadian finishes it off. Windsor walk away 2-0 tonight, ladies and gentlemen.
He's in piano.
Gridlock is in cigar. Gridlock in cigar.
Oh, I'm waiting to go.
He was on piano. On piano. Oh, nice shot. Oh! Oh!
Taking care of open is for the taking, at least unless somebody comes in and tries to play.
Third time's a charm. There you go. Strike via post. Get that mirror window down. Helio ends up finding a second, but Helio finds a third. 4-2. Ladies and gentlemen, do we see the ace, the quad for Helio? Eyeballs the last. There it is. An ace in the pocket of Helio. Helio is back. TMU is back. We are getting closer, but it is still match point.
Windsor has not picked Monty once.
Yeah, Bianca, I was gonna say, you know, we're in round 4 right now, and so far.
Welcome back, everybody, from our break. I'm Patrick Smoke Chambers, joined here by Bianca. We just saw St. Clair versus Seneca map 1 on Nighthaven Labs, and St. Clair were able to take that one victorious in 7-3 fashion. Oh my god.
Yeah, that game went a little bit too fast for my liking. Hopefully this one is going to take a little bit longer because, I mean, if it doesn't, then it might just be a really, really, really short night, which nobody wants it to be short. At all, the longer, the better. And so with that, the second map we're going to be going to is going to be Clubhouse. Last game, Seneca was, they weren't on their best performance, that's for sure. So I'm hoping that this game they're going to give us a little bit more now that the tempo is changed. They've had a little bit of time to relax, and hopefully Clubhouse will kind of spark something inside of them.
Right, well, I mean, Clubhouse is, at the end of the day, a map that all these teams have been playing for the past, 7 years. So, at the same time, you know, you do want to see them do better at Clubhouse, but St. Clair, it's also their map pick. So, again, it's going to be difficult, right? St. Clair, you know, such a strong Clubhouse here as we see. So, again, Seneca, they have to be the ones to force that decider. And even then, St. Clair, I'm pretty sure their best map in the CCL, if I'm not mistaken, is actually Border. So again, you're going up against the Saints map pick, and then the Saints' best map, at least in the league so far. And there we go, as it is confirmed, it is Border. So again, it's just not the easiest way to have to find yourself to climb. But at the end of the day, no matter what, whichever team wins or loses here, depending on if it's Seneca or if Seneca get the comeback or it's St. Clair, you're still going to be at minimum second place in the group. So again, while this isn't something that necessarily matters in the grand scheme of things in terms of playoffs, for playoff threat of playoffs for these teams, right? Both of these teams are going to go to playoffs no matter what. Again, it would be nice to have that first seed if you're Seneca, and it's going to be hard to do so as we just briefly run you back through the pregame there. So again, Varix, a little bit left to be desired. Jox, pretty good. Again, I think on the entry, however, Jox wasn't the one mainly collecting. I'd have to watch the VOD back, but for the most part, it seemed like, if anything, Swifted and Terror were the ones to kind of find those first picks. I believe Kinger a little bit as well. So again, I just want to play BO6. Siege is boring. I mean, wise words there from Swifted as like, we get into this clubhouse game. I guess Swifted just wants to end this one quickly. So again, Seneca, will you let him hop on BO6 in about 30 minutes, or are you going to bring him to the treacherous lands of Border, which again, like I stated earlier, is just ends up being St. Clair's map pick. So the Monty comes in on the ban. I wouldn't be surprised here if I see the Ying or the Blitz banned out here by St. Clair. And then on the defense, I would almost certainly expect to see an Azami ban going down just so she can't have the control of those rafters inside of Garage.
Surprised that we were to see a Dokkaebi too, or maybe even I've seen Ace here. I know it's a bit weird, but anyways, it seems like no, not Ace, Hibana. Sorry, I don't know why I said Ace, but regardless, no Hibana's gonna get taken off. Anyways, the Blitz, like we saw last round or last game, is gonna get taken off. The same offensive lineup for the bands, and as for the defensive lineup, I'm gonna guess it's probably going to be a Falcon and a Zombie. That would make the most sense. Maybe even a bit of a Mira, a Fenrir instead over an Azami. Okay, well, I guess
I
we'll
think
see.
I was gonna say, I think if anything, St. Clair's putting the pressure on Seneca to basically leave one of these two operators on the table when that swap does happen. However, for St. Clair, again, I'm very surprised, like you said, the Azami doesn't get banned out here, so we'll see what happens. There we go. So Seneca's gonna be able to ban out the Azami, but that does leave the Valk, as you were talking about, on the table. This one's going to be very interesting. So let's get right down into it. We got Seneca, we got St. Clair. St. Clair on attack. Both teams have played this map thousands of times. Every player on each of these individual teams have played this map thousands of times. So this is simply going to come down to who has either a better setup. But again, like I said before, both teams have probably seen every single one of the setups imaginable. So it's going to come down to pocket strats and mainly just who makes a big mistake. And if you are Seneca in that Nighthaven game, we saw quite a few big mistakes. However, on the St. Clair side, there were some left to be desired as well. Seneca, again, while it might have not looked close on paper, there were rounds there where they did really have me guessing what St. Clair were trying to achieve. So, again, I'm not going to say it was necessarily a blowout, but again, for the fact that it was Seneca's map pick, St. Clair did a really good job of countering what they were seeing from Seneca, especially on that attacking side. So, here we go. The attack of St. Clair starts off. It's going to be a Church Arsenal defense for the side of Seneca. The Habana from Corey gets brought in, and that's immediately where my point of focus is going to be on. You have all three hatches on the side of Seneca, on the side of, Boiler / Blue Hatch, and then you're going to have your Moto Hatch and your Kitchen Hatch that all need to be taken out. And a play down here from Crayon on the Goyo is going to be droned out, and the pick comes, the engagement comes through. I was going to say the pick desired to come through, and that would have been a juicy one if he was able to find the Habana. That would have been hatch control immediately on the side of Seneca. I mean, it would have been incredible. They would have had to use the buck. I don't know if he has hard breaching charges or not, but that potentially would have been it.
Well, unfortunately for them, that will not be the early pick, and even more unfortunately, it already seems like hatches are starting to be broken through. Blue hatch is going to be opened up and for the taking of the boys on St. Clair, and as for Mr. Terry, he's already kind of established his way over in through a secret strands. Coming along to join him, perhaps. Zasek is also going to be on the prowl. A lone wolf all the way upstairs, trying to see if he can get a little bit lucky. But other than that, Goyo early round, it doesn't seem like any other connections are going to be made to any other operators as of right now. I'm surprised there's no Mira. I feel like Mira's so great, especially for watching blue. But anyways, I digress. Finally, Zosik is going to get the first pick. That lone Malusi will bear a bit of fruit. He's going to take down a Kinger, and with that, the boys in Seneca starting off with a nice man advantage.
Right, absolutely. And again, I would have thought that Zosik's positioning would have been called out when we saw Terror sitting in secret, waiting for Zosik almost, and I believe I saw Swifted looking over to Rafters as well. Corey's going to find a pick onto Crayon. So again, I believe they knew about Zosik's positioning, and yet he's still going to be able to find a pick onto Kinger. So a great job there from the Malusi, but now, with more St. Clair players trying to hunt Zosik down, will he be able to survive? Finds a second pick onto Swifted, was amazing, but no, Corey finally shuts it down. Again, though, I think Zosik's done absolutely phenomenal here. On an operator like Melusi, the utility's already placed down, so they're just kind of a free gun to roam and walk about, and finding 2 picks is going to be huge. But what's even bigger is the fact that Corey's on an absolute heater of a round right now, has a triple for his likings, but with 36 seconds left, St. Clair have to mount and execute quick.
Yeah, time is ticking, and unfortunately, with the time so low, you're not going to be able to dot all of your I's and cross all of your T's. You're just going to have to start making your way in through. However, they do have the man advantage. We'll see how long that will last. As Seneca are defending, they really just have to sit pretty and wait for the attackers to come to them. Flashes are going to come out, and the Kaid is going to get hit, get seen, and finished off by Mr. Tear. And oh my god, the Capcan Trap is going to take down one, and oh my god, Khan to take down another. The
No
diffuser
shot.
is not in hand, and with 2 seconds, he's going to start planting that bomb. Of course, he is well aware of that, and waiting behind this box, he gets that bomb.
Nice.
Oh my god. Beautifully done from the boys on Seneca. It seemed like it was not going to be in their favor at all, and not even able to get that bomb planted. A beautiful first defensive round, and a lot closer, a lot more high stakes than what we had last game. Seneca coming out of that by the skin of their teeth.
I mean, I'm gonna hype him up a little bit. Connor, are you absolutely kidding me? That was such an insane clutch there. Finding the first pick, knows the fuse has gone cold, just pulls back and waits for the plant to go down. Plays time absolutely brilliantly. Waits for the side of the case to open up. I mean, that is just textbook defensive 1vx gameplay there from Khan and Seneca. Beautiful job calming out for him on the positions of the St. Clair players. So again, a little bit of a ropey execute with, again, under that, 15 to 20 second mark on the board when the execute goes down. So you got to just kind of tip your hat to Seneca. Great job, especially from Khan on the defensive positioning. It's going to be able to pick up a round for them.
And with that first round picked up for them, the second one is going to be Jim and Bed in the pretty standard rotation, of course. We are going to see the mirror now, as I was saying. I'm surprised we don't see a mirror down here. She's great for holding blue. But the mirror will get brought upstairs, of course. If you're not bringing me here, then I think we really got issues. But anyways, I digress. St. Clair, unfortunately, losing that last round just narrowly, are going to have to figure out what they're going to do attacking this site their way. Kinger already making his way through, absolutely wasting no time. Of course, he is Ash, so that is his main goal. But with that, I'm also surprised. I feel like it would be a great opportunity to get rid of some of the mirrors as well. Maybe he's going to be trying to get rid of the one in Logi. And oh my god, what a beautiful punch hold to take down Varix, and already a 4v5 in favor of the boys on St. Clair. Can they hold this out? Khan, though, who was the man of the round last round, he did absolutely amazing, shutting it down. Is going to get shut down by Kinger, and that's going to be a 2-piece for him.
I mean, I'm very impressed so far. Kinger playing on the off roll on the entry, and it's going beautifully for St. Clair right now. Jock's able to find one on the Zosik, and they're just able to take con control. Crayon able to snipe down Swifted, and again, with that Logi mirror still in place, it's going to be hard for them to mount any control into Con despite having cash. But no, never mind. I forgot the Ash on the board as well is going to be able to counter out that Mira. So now, con control all for St. Clair, and in a 4v2 with as much time as 1 minute and 45 left on the clock, this player's going to drop onto highway, start punching away at that gym window. This is looking so good for St. Clair. The flash comes around, but no, the level change from Tear! Able to go prone, finds the first kill. The trade comes out injured from Crayon. Will he be able to pick up the peel? Yes, is he over the player walking through bathroom hallway? Crayon on a triple. Hold down, Con, Crayon. Can you find the pick? No, not quite. The Saints player able to sneak around, and the plant going down now. Crayon going down below. Can he find the Nitro? Looking for it. He's going to be able to have it on the roof. Will it find the pick? No! Misses the kill, but at least Kinger gets down. The res comes through. Corey off of a frost mat hit. He's going to be on 20 health. Both players on 1 HP, at least for one shot. And now Crayon, same will be said for him. 6 health and a dream. Has the diffuser now visualized. He knows that one is probably going to be playing onto logistics and trying to play the contact. I swing around the door. Knows about the first one. Maybe a level change, but no! Kinger holds the pixel perfectly from Cash. He's going to be able to find the pick onto the bedroom door. A great job there from St. Clair, but man, was that ever a close round. You got to give kudos to Crayon there on the Mira.
Oh my god, I would have loved to have seen that C4 kill them. My god,
That would have been absolutely
was
amazing.
oh my god, that was absolutely beautiful. I had the hair on my arm stood up. Oh my gosh, amazing! But a valiant effort again, a round where they just about won by the skin of their teeth. I mean, Jesus, man, you can't get any closer than some of these rounds. Of course, Seneca losing that just narrowly is going to go back to Jim and Bedroom. Of course, you don't want to end up going cash and CC. At least not when you just about won that round or just about lost that round. So we'll be seeing them go Jim and Bedroom yet again. And it seems like basically the exact same setup as what we're going to have this time around. I'm surprised that there's no Valve. I don't know. I feel like a Valve could be great, especially you know, on a map like Clubhouse. I love playing Valk here, but I guess Valk isn't really extremely necessary. The Doc, another amazing operator, the MP5, great, and I know a lot of my friends use it too. I don't typically like using him just because although he's supposed to be an anchor, he's not really an anchor. Every time all of my friends play him, they just roam around with him because of that ACON. So leave him to the pros. But anyways, starting off a new round. We'll see if St. Clair's attack is going to be just as electric as last round. And if Seneca are going to be able to hold it down. I mean, they just need a little bit more luck on their side and they would have won that last round.
Yeah, I mean, that was probably as close as you can get. However, Kinger on the Zof, again, playing this entry role. Kind of a duel, honestly, on the flex, but he's kind of is playing the entry on the Zofia. Again, I would have expected maybe Terra to be the one getting aggressive onto Rafters, but nope, it's still going to be up to Kinger, and so far doing a pretty good job getting the castle down to 32 health. No, the wallbang doesn't come through. The player gets the reinforcement up just in time. I believe it was Varix on that Frost into Cash. Yes, it was. Do they know, however, about the positioning of Khan on those red stairs? I believe that drone will reveal that, and because of that, I believe Kinger is going to start mounting some pressure onto him. They're going to just kind of squeeze the chokehold on to Khan, and because of that, he will get picked off eventually. Varix able to find one onto Swifted, though, and because of that, that's that Thermite off the board. Terror able to find another one. This Frost still holding in Cash. Was able to get the kill onto Kinger. No! And that should have been a gimme, and because of that now, St. Clair have their 4v2 advantage, and they escape with yet another pick that should not have gone their way. Corey able to take the head off of Zosik, and now because of that, St. Clair can just flood sight. Wow, from Corey in all chat. He can't believe what he's seeing, but Crayon now shows Corey that he isn't seeing anything, because he's not alive anymore, and dead people can't see anything.
Oh my god. I mean, I can't believe he ended up getting that kill. I guess luck really isn't going to be on their side, especially this round. And it is going to be Crayon to have to clutch this out. Hopefully he can do it. A 1v4 turns to a 1v3, but it might, now it not just might, it will not end well for him. And quite swiftly as Zafia will take out his head. And with that, the boys on St. Clair winning their second offensive, or they're technically their third offensive round, but the second win is under their belt. And Seneca now going to be able to go back down to the basement, the only site that they've been able to win these last 3 rounds.
This has been so interesting to me to see Kinger on this aggressive role. I haven't seen this yet this entire time, no matter what league you put us in. I believe, at least for me personally, I think he has been on the entry for the past couple of games for St. Clair in multiple different leagues, but this is not how it started the season off. They did not have Kinger on this aggressive position, but so far, he is absolutely flourishing in it. 6-1 right now. He is completely leading St. Clair's charge on these attacks, and especially on a map like Clubhouse, being up 2-1 on the attacking side bodes very well for when that side swap comes into play, because I believe Clubhouse, unless I have this wrong, is again slightly defender favored. So I believe that St. Clair, with 2 rounds already out of 3 on the attack claimed, they're looking very solid. However, Seneca, they've now chosen to go back down to that Church Arsenal defense, where Khan was able to have the clutch of a lifetime, able to find their first round. And again, for St. Clair, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. I like that we have, we had Kinger on the aggressive role, but now that he switched over to the Grim, I guess they are actually going to switch stuff up. And again, what I will say is, it's going to be interesting to see how St. Clair changes up their attack here. If they want to keep it the same, maybe? Who knows? At the end of the day, it did come down to a Khan clutch. So again, maybe you would have argued that St. Clair should have had that round cleaned up. However, I think that the reason why the Church Arsenal round was won last time is because you couldn't clear Zosik off of that top floor. and they haven't looked interested in doing so yet again. He's able on Legion right now to just roam up top, and we'll see if St. Clair gets bitten by the same mistake that costed them that first round.
Well, they've already started to establish a little bit of vert now. We've seen this getting opened up, checking to see if anybody's going to get cheeky, along with, of course, bringing the Rams. Very standard Ram 101 on club. Open up that long, nice kitchen hallway. And I want to see how fast Tara's going to get down the stairs. I'm wondering if he's kind of scoping out and figuring out if it's going to be safe for him to kind of run down and basically start to put his foot down, start establishing a little bit. But again, that third floor might be a little bit tricky if they're not careful. It doesn't seem like you said, anybody is really too concerned about who's above. But now Tara most definitely knows that somebody is going to be there. He's definitely going to be checking his corners and making sure that nobody's going to be flanking him. I hope that nobody flanks him, because that would be a little bit disappointing, especially because of the overall lack of concern for what's going on. We are going to have Jox is going to be holding this cross, and we'll see if anybody is going to get unlucky enough. Instead, who's going to be unlucky is going to be none other than Crayon, who gets picked off first by none other than Swifted.
I mean, Swifted having a little bit of an off game there is going to start off 0-3, but again, now being able to pick up probably one of the most important kills there on that Mira. That's a Nitro down as well for Seneca. And now, with that being said, they only have one Nitro left in the Cade, and because of Eric swinging onto Kinger in blue, they will only be one short of the advantage. Make that even ground right now, Varix. Don't tell me you're going to go absolutely nuclear. Finds one on the blue, knows about the player now. The Nitro going out is going to be able to pick up the kill. Yes, Varix finding the pick onto main stairs. The quad from Varix. Have a day, young man. The ace coming in from Varix. Absolutely nuclear. Varix goes on the side of Seneca. Does it all himself and bags Seneca around yet again on that Church Arsenal defense.
Oh my God, let the man cook. An ace for tonight. Beautifully done, and an amazing defense from the basement. Hopefully they're able to bring this pressure upstairs now. They're not going to be going Jim and Red when they lost that both times. Instead, they are opting to go that CC and catch, which is almost like a no man's kind of zone. And typically teams don't go there unless they absolutely have to for the full rotation, but it says Seneca are willingly going there because Jim and Bedroom have just not been good at all in defending it in the slightest.
Well, again, you know, maybe basement is just the realm of hero plays for Seneca. I mean, we've seen it happen twice now, and it's been able to get them round after round on that hold. However, because they've won it twice now, they can't go back to it. So right now, they have to rely on different sites, and this is really going to be the test. Seneca, you have your 2 rounds on that basement site, but you need a little bit more than that on a club defense if you want to stay dominant. They got to find rounds now on these top floor sites, and they haven't been able to do so just yet. Cache CCTV yet to come, and with no Azami to hold this position of rafters, and the Capitao picked by Terror to clear out that rafters position, it's going to be very interesting to see how Seneca elect to play this garage control.
We'll see if any bandit tricking is gonna come along the way. Even so, they are going to bring a Maverick, so I guess it won't really be that needed at all. We'll see how that will play out for them. Only one hard breach, though, unlike Night Haven, where everybody was bringing that double hard breach. This time, we're only going to have a thermite, and that's completely it. So hopefully, he doesn't end up dying early, because if he does, that is going to be absolute bad news, of course. We are going to be seeing the Wamai on Raptors. Very typical, either a Wamai or an Azami. I always get to see. Of course, the Azami we're not going to be able to see because she's banned off the board. And so she's going to be gone. Nobody's going to be on Raptors except for Mr. Wamai. But that's going to be a pick coming out in favor of the boys on Seneca. Not only that, but it's going to be the Capitan Crown. Just about narrowly escaping by the skin of his teeth. 5 HP and a dream. And with that, the boys on Seneca establishing a one-man advantage. We'll see how long it lasts before St. Clair are able to equalize it out, or if Seneca can make that gap even wider.
And because, like I said earlier, it's the Capitao going down as well. That's probably the biggest pick for Seneca. Zosik with a C4 as well, making it a 5v3. So again, Seneca, they no longer have to worry about Raptors. It won't get cleared out from the Capitao. And because of that, they can just take these picks now. Aiden's, I believe, just claimed another one onto Breach. So again, Seneca looking so good. And because that Raptors position doesn't get cleared out, it's going to come back to haunt St. Clair. Khan able to find a pick onto Kinger. And with Corey Rob on 19 HP, this one is all but over. The res, I'm assuming, would maybe go down, but no, Zosik, don't do it. Don't find the one tap off the peak. Yes, he's gonna do just that, though. Zosik, some flair and style on it, baby. Good stuff on the Valk. Gonna be able to claim yet another round for Seneca, and they look revamped on this defensive side.
Nah, that was absolutely beautiful. An ace and then a flawless round right after St. Clair absolutely getting rolled these last 2 rounds. They still have an opportunity to bring it to a 3-3 split, which isn't horrible. That's actually not too shabby at all. So we'll see if they're going to be able to answer to Seneca's just insane pressure. But with this, Seneca are going to have to be going this gym and bedroom side. Infamously, they cannot win it at all. It just seems like every single time that they go, they lose, and that is exactly the case. The only 2 rounds that St. Clair have won have been because of the fact that they've lost Khan. And here we go. I was talking about bringing the Valk up here. I'm like, I love Valk on Clubhouse. I think she's absolutely great, very cheeky, and there we go. Here she is being brought, and so with that, hopefully they'll be able, now having a couple of new operators in the line, no Mira as well. Hopefully they'll be able to hold it a little bit better. I think they kind of assume that they're not really going to need that Mira. Honestly, she's not really been that effective because of the fact that they're not really pushing Jacuzzi Wall and construction. It's not like the Mira is really stopping them at all, especially if you bring in Ash. Once you Ash charge that Mira, it's basically it's good looks, man. You don't really got much else to see. So maybe the Mira really isn't the play, especially when your attacking team or attacking opponents aren't really pushing in through Jacuzzi. We'll see if this new setup of defensive ops is going to bear them any fruit.
Again, you're absolutely correct, Bianca. Sinclair hasn't focused that Jacuzzi Wall once yet this entire game, it feels like. And Zosik is going to make him pay for it, able to take down Kinger, the entry. So again, Zosik doing a great job finding that first pick. And now Varix is going to start the party up again for Seneca. They've looked so good now in these recent couple of rounds, and they're picking up right where they left off. That's going to be the Flores gone and the Ash. So again, such a good job there to get rid of the Flores. And because of that, all the little bits of utility, especially I'm looking at those castle barricades, are most likely to stay up, barring maybe the Hibana pellets opening them up. Just probably, now that I think about it, going to be what happened. But again, with both players on St. Clair, except for Swifted. Never mind, Swifted goes down. I was going to say on low health, but Varix is going to pick him up on a double. Varix with a triple. Somebody stop this man. Somebody stop Seneca, but they're running away with it. A flawless, and this defense looks ever so better than it did before.
No. An ace? And then 2 flawlesses. Oh my god,
I
Seneca
need the game too,
absolutely.
Jocks. We need this.
Seneca on an absolute heater, and I mean, it just doesn't seem like it's going to stop. Jesus, man, these boys need to be put on a leash and controlled because they're absolutely going wild. Whoever's meowing in these boys' ears are just absolutely sending them to the best of their abilities. Nighthaven was shambolic, but this is the type of game that we want to see. This is the type of energy and just in general the type of competition that you want, which I'm so glad that we are able to see this finally, because we were saying last game was a bit it was something, and it wasn't the best words, especially for Seneca. So I'm glad that they're able to come back, and I mean a flawless round and then 2, or not a flawless round, an ace and then 2 flawless rounds. Absolutely amazing. Well done to the boys on Seneca so far.
Yeah, I mean, they look absolutely great, but now a rehost having to take place. We did see Jocks disconnected. I made the comment, if I give her rounds like that, you know, I'd be off as well. No harm, no foul. But no, probably a tech issue, so we'll be sending it to a short break. We'll be back with you soon. Let's see if Seneca's reign of terror can continue after this short break.
Going to get planted. Uniquely is almost got it. 2-2. Actually finds Sonic Canadian. No name finishes off as Pro. The diffuser planted. Bulbous finds Uniquely. Canadian finds actually the 1v1 scenario with the diffuser down. The big rap coming in from Bulbous. TMU needs to get this one. He's gonna sneak up right behind him. Can he find him? He knows. He gets it, and Canadian finishes it off. Windsor walk away 2-0 tonight, ladies and gentlemen.
Gridlock is in cigar. Gridlock in cigar. He was on piano. On piano. Oh, nice shot. Oh. Oh.
You're taking care of open is for the taking, at least unless somebody comes in and tries to play.
Third time's a charm. There you go. Strike via post. Get that mirror window down. Helio ends up finding a second. But Helio finds a third. 4-2. Ladies and gentlemen, do we see the ace, the quad for Helio? Eyeballs the last. There it is. An ace in the pocket of Helio. Helio is back. TMU is back. We are getting closer, but it is still match point.
Windsor has not picked Monty once. So.
Yeah, I was gonna say, you know, we're in round 4 right now, and so far. I have not seen a single Monty pickup.
Yeah.
Are we, is it an us thing? Do we just like the Monty a lot? Uh-oh. Caught in the rotation hole. Actually, the rotation hole wasn't big enough for you. Uniquely, gonna end up getting the opening pick here of the round for you, Windsor.
And even though it's down to a 2v5, the position they're in right now is so strong that it's gonna be able to get 3 kills! What is going on? Set up the air jabs to watch flanks so they can just get right in there and probably not even have to worry about CCTV or anything. Just get in there and flank that.
1, 2, 3!
3! Boom, boom, boom! Mod wants you in his room!
Holes from below and side. One's on the holes, one on the bird holes. One of the people on chassis. Look below you.
Where's last? Where's last?
Oh shit.
Oh wait, I didn't kill him?
On his cam. Still on his cam. Still on his cam right here. Another one's still on his cam. Off cam.
Oh my fucking god!
Lost his master.
Yo, this guy just hit a fucking clip, bro. Holy shit.
Hold on, let me.
Oh my fucking god!
Yeah, idiot. So he's gotta watch out for that. Oh, nice on that Claymore. Gugger with a quick flick into Fountain. Takes down Otter, and he knows through the wall, and he sees it. That's unbelievable, and he gets the call out from his teammate. There's somebody's above hatch, and he makes the play for it. He drops it. Oh my god!
He gets the ace! What?
Defenders have disabled the bomb diffuser. Bomb diffuser.
I spoke too soon. That was...
Attackers have recovered
30
their diffuser.
seconds left to go. Diffuser going down. Of course it's a bait. Goes for the pre-fire. Doesn't end up finding it, but wraps. And Helio ends up getting the triple kill, tied up 1-1. But the HP bars would say otherwise. The tuber out full. The buck not at all. Down he goes. The buck ends up finding it. Helio getting another one. Getting the quad. And putting us 1 up for TMU in overtime.
Je sais pas si Georgian peuvent récupérer de ça. Non, oui, on l'a vu. There's no way. There's no way. There's no way. No way, bro!
God, fine, cool.
What are we doing? Georgian! Wake up! Is this the... In there, like swimwear, Fico. Another pick. Arthur le volé. Oh, Fico, man. Ah, Fico qui fait des wall bang. So overcheating. Il est tellement bon! Il est tellement bon! Il veut l'arrêter. Ça marque. Bosch, il poke, c'est le dernier. Et c'est là.
Un autre, c'est 0. C'est rock.
What a round. On peut pas flash, on peut pas la bombe. Ok. Big pig. Big pig. Flying Cade. Come on.
Dogs. Mr. Augie, what
Forky,
can you
let's
do?
go!
He's right there on the other side of the wall. You better watch out.
Damn. On a
Going to get planted. Uniquely is almost got it 2-2. Actually finds Sonic Canadian no name. Finishes off as Pro. The diffuser planted. Bulbous finds Uniquely. Canadian finds actually the 1v1 scenario with the diffuser down. The big rap coming in from Bulbous. TMU needs.
Welcome back, everybody. We are back from our little tech break. Bianca, you doing good so far? How's everything going? You know, short break, 5 minutes. I got a glass of water. I'll refill my water bottle. I'm doing good.
I'm doing great as well. And Seneca are doing even better than us. Absolutely beautiful. Before we went on break, they ended up having 2 flawless rounds and then an ace. So the last 3 rounds have just been literal back to back to back. Passion, la pasión from the boys on Seneca. Hopefully, now that they're going to be on the offense, they're going to be able to bring this passion that they had on their defense and show us what they're really made of. And yes, the Scopos is going to get played. And one thing that I noticed is that St. Clair are bringing the Mira that the boys on Seneca had refused to bring. Despite that, Seneca, the only rounds that they ever lost were in gym and bedroom. So maybe Mira isn't necessarily needed for the basement. We'll see how far that goes as we finally will see St. Clair on the defense and Seneca on the offense.
I wonder, I'm going to call it this play right now. Jox is positioning the Scopos in Con. The second this Hibana Con goes for the repel onto Kitchen, he's going to run out of the Con single wall on that second Scopos with the impact that he has, kill the Hibana, and then immediately fall back into Con and just go into his other robot or drop the hatch. I saw this play happen against St. Clair. I believe it was UMBC who pulled it out against... No, it was Kennesaw who pulled it out against them. And I think they're doing the exact same thing. But I don't think we're going to see the answer to that. Maybe we will, but Con's been removed from the round, so I don't know. Is it too late to rehost? It might be too late to rehost, so they might have to continue this round without him. That's very unfortunate, especially when we talk about momentum, but we'll see. I do really want to see if Jox is getting this playoff that I think he is, or if he's just roaming top floor. But I was going to think that he was going to do the Con single wall, but no, the drop in a secret comes in, and Jox is going to get taken down early. So there we go. It's going to be Seneca to find the first pick. And because of that, they find even footing. Not for long, though. They don't know about Terror's position, and Varric's going to be the first one to die. On the breach as well, peeking out of it is Terror, and right now, in a little bit of a power position right now behind the weights. Can they clear him out? The drone, maybe a Z-ping goes through, maybe a wall bang, but no, the drop of the hatch, but yes! Josic, great job positioning there on the pool hatch drop, able to pick off Terror, and despite them losing Con early from the disconnect, they're going to still keep things even despite Josic being on 1 health.
Oh my god, 1 HP in a dream, but that's not gonna last too long. The bandit charge, actually, wait, that's the perfect way to reset.
Yeah,
he was on 1 HP now.
Yeah.
Up to 17. He's got a little bit more HP to work with, but I'm not sure if that's really gonna make too much of a difference. Regardless, we have just under a minute remaining in the round. Hatch to be open just yet, but it seems like they will now. However, having that as the ace isn't going to be too good. You're only going to be able to open up 1 hatch with your charges, which is going to be unfortunate. So they have to pick wisely, and it's going to be none other than Moto. 35 seconds remain on the clock, and although they're at bottom main, Slippage is going to take down Crayon. We're left at a 2v3 now. The boys in Seneca, unfortunately, are going to be at a disadvantage, and with that, not only that, but time continues to tick, and it's just going to be in the favor of the defenders for more and more and more. All they have to do is sit and hold these angles. There's only so many positions that the boys on Seneca are going to be able to move in from, considering that time is
2v2.
dwindling to 2v2, and it is going to be a 1v2 now. The swing comes out from either team, and of course, St. Clair will win that out. But hopefully now Seneca will at least be able to start on equal footing because it doesn't seem like they've joined back just yet.
That is so unfortunate that Khan disconnects there. Its momentum completely killed. And especially, it wasn't even that he just disconnected, it was who he was playing. It was the Hibana. That would have been everything for Seneca. And I didn't even think about it because the Hibana was the one who DC'd. That's why Jox repositions in secret, and that's why Terra repositions in gym. Because they know they're not going to waste 2 Selmas to get the kitchen hatch open. They've already committed to Moto. It just makes no sense. The single wall on Con Reno isn't going to work anymore. The reposition comes through the drop from Logi, and it is so unfortunate to see a round like that go down because I do believe Seneca was on an absolute roll. So even with the side swapping, they had the momentum that would have given them the strong start to the attack. But so far, it seems like we have a couple of tech issues as we wait, I believe, for Khan to reconnect. So again, it's just tough to see situations like this happen. And if St. Clair start to run away with this game, I'm going to say, sadly, this was the pivotal round that made that switch. So again, we swap it to the standings. Even if Seneca does not beat St. Clair, I mean, even if they go 0-2 against St. Clair, they're still not moving from second, right? So, I mean, to be fair, Seneca, they will at least just stay and keep their spot on the leaderboard for now. Again, St. Clair will just move higher and confirm their top of group. So, you know, for St. Clair, yes, this is important. For Seneca, I would honestly argue that yes, while top of group is important, at least you're not getting thrown out of playoffs. So, again, for Seneca, while this was a horrible way to lose momentum and lose a round, if they lose this, it's not the end of the world when you look at it on the grand scheme of things. For the players individually, though, I feel for them because they were really starting to come back against a St. Clair roster that has just been dominating this Group A of the CCL so far.
Yeah, it's a little bit unfortunate, a little bit disheartening, but I mean, hopefully, now that they're able to start off on a even playing field whenever the round starts to begin, hopefully, it will be a little bit better. Because honestly, the round was pretty evened out in terms of
Yes.
man count, despite Seneca starting off on the back foot with one less player, and that also happening to be, like you said, the Hibana, such a pivotal, operator to have leave, and so it's going to be a little bit unfortunate. And hopefully, at least now that it's going to be an evened out man count, it'll be a lot easier for them to win because I mean it was damn near close, even with them starting off
Yeah,
with one less
absolutely.
player.
Yeah, I mean, again, like we said, it's been close. I believe if Seneca had that 5th player, I think personally they would have ended up taking that round. I think they would have. They made it so close, and that was with one less player and no hatch control whatsoever, which is so crucial when we talk about that Church Arsenal defense. But even then, it is going to be St. Clair to take the round. We are going to send it to a quick break, though, while we sort these tech issues out. So we will be back with you smoothly. And we kind of need it right now. I've been so thirsty. I went through a whole water bottle in the one round we were back. I need a refill, and I'm going to get it right now. So we will see you guys after the break.
going to get planted. Uniquely is almost got it. 2-2. Actually finds Sonic Canadian. No name finishes off as Pro. The diffuser planted. Bulbous finds Uniquely. Canadian finds actually the 1v1 scenario with the diffuser down. The big wrap coming in from Bulbous. TMU needs to get this one. He's gonna sneak up right behind him. Can he find him? He knows. He gets it, and Canadian finishes it off. Windsor walk away 2-0 tonight, ladies and gentlemen.
He's in piano.
Gridlock is in cigar. Gridlock in cigar.
I'm leaving cigar.
He was on piano. On piano. Oh, nice shot. Oh! Oh!
Metro taking care of open is for the taking, at least unless somebody comes in and tries to play.
Third time's a charm. There you go. Strike via post. Get that mirror window down. Helio ends up finding a second. But Helio finds a third. 4-2. Ladies and gentlemen, do we see the ace, the quad for Helio? Eyeballs the last. There it is. An ace in the pocket of Helio. Helio is back. TMU is back. We are getting closer, but it is still match point.
Windsor has not picked Monty once. So.
Yeah, Bianca, I was gonna say, we're in round 4 right now, and so far. I have not seen a single Monty pickup.
Yeah.
Are we, is it an us thing? Do we just like the Monty a lot? Caught in the rotation hole. Actually, the rotation hole wasn't big enough for you. Uniquely, gonna end up getting the opening pick here of the round for you, Windsor.
And even though it's down to a 2v5, the position they're in right now is so strong that it's gonna be able to get 3 kills! What is going on? Set up the air jabs to watch flanks so they can just get right in there and probably not even have to worry about CCTV or anything. Just get in there and flank that.
1, 2, 3!
3! Boom, boom, boom! Mod wants you in his room!
Holes from below inside. One's on the holes, one on the bird hose. One of the people on chassis. Look below you.
Where's last? Where's last?
Below you. Oh shit.
Oh wait, I didn't kill him?
Nice go.
On his cam. Still on his cam. Still on his cam right here. Another one's still on his cam. Off cam.
Oh my fucking god!
Last one's master.
Yo, this guy just hit a fucking clip, bro. Holy shit.
Hold on, let me.
Oh my fucking god!
Yeah, idiot. So he's gotta watch out for that. Oh, nice on that Claymore. Gugger with a quick flick into Fountain. Takes down Otter, and he knows through the wall, and he sees it. That's unbelievable, and he gets the call out from his teammate. There's somebody's above hatch, and he makes the play for it. He drops it. Oh my god!
He gets the ace! What?
Defenders have disabled the bomb diffuser. Bomb diffuser.
I spoke too soon. That was...
Attackers have recovered
30
their
seconds left to go. Diffuser going down. Of course it's a bait. Goes for the prefire. Doesn't end up finding it, but wraps. And Helio ends up getting the triple kill, tied up 1-1. But the HP bars would say otherwise. The tuber out full. The buck not at all. Down he goes. The buck ends up finding it. Helio getting another one. Getting the quad. And putting us 1 up for TMU in overtime.
Je sais pas si Georgian peuvent récupérer de ça. Non. Oui, on l'a vu. There's no way. There's no way. There's no way. No way, bro!
God, Michael.
What are we doing? Georgian! Wake up! Is this our... In there, like swimwear, Fico. Another pick. Arthur le volé. In... Oh, Fico. Ah, Fico qui fait des wallbangs. So overcheating. Il est tellement bon. Il est tellement bon. Il veut l'arrêter. Ça marque. Watch me bug, c'est le dernier. Et c'est là.
Un autre, c'est 0. C'est rock.
What a round. On peut pas flash, on peut pas. Ok. Big pig. Big pig. Flankade. Come on.
Ogs. Mr. Augie.
14.
What can you do? He's right there on the other side of the wall. You better watch out.
Damn. On the
Welcome back, everybody, from our short break again. I got a new bottle of water. I'm all situated. Bianca, can we please finish this one up? I mean, it has been so long. We're almost done. So hopefully we can have a team come away with it. And if it goes to map 3, it goes to map 3. Honestly, to be fair, all power to Seneca if it does. However, was last round a little bit too much for them? And could they see a little bit of a decline now as this game lingers on and on?
Yeah, last one, unfortunately, Seneca had to play a 4v5 as their teammate disconnected a little bit too late for them to do a rehost. Now we're getting the lobby all back in order, everything sorted. So now, God willing, both of these teams are going to be able to start off on even playing field. Last round was also a little bit bad because of the fact that they had to attack the basement, and the one person that ended up disconnecting happens to be their Hibana, probably one of the most important operators to bring when you are attacking basement on Club. And so obviously that, not even that, but I mean that round was quite close as well. So even them, despite starting off at a 4v5, it ended up going down to basically the wire. So hopefully we'll see a little bit of that this round as well, keeping it tight, keeping it close. We are going to be going to that gym and bedroom now.
Right, I mean, the X factor for St. Clair when they were attacking this was just saying, hey, you know what, there's no one defending Rafters or Garage for that matter. Let's just run King Erupt that Rafter control and have him pick up first pick into cash. It happened twice, and because of that, they were able to just work their way into Con and claim that control early, which then helped the execute, and they brought the Ash to counter that Mira down in Logi. So now it's going to be if Seneca can do this any way differently or any way the same. It seems like a bunch of them have spawned over near that garage side. We'll see the Ash now roaming out to strip, roam clearing out to strip. We'll see if she's able to just find anything off the back foot, but no, it seems like most of these St. Clair players have forfeited the position of bathroom or bar. There is no one really playing down there, at least I thought. I didn't see the outline, but Zosic gonna be able to get a pick onto Terror. And an incredible pick at that, because that's the Legion, a time-dependent operator with gadget and utility. No more goo mines now for the side of St. Clair, and Seneca, with 5 men on the board, they're picking up where they left off, rolling through.
I'm curious to see where he ended up getting picked off from, because I swear he was on the 2nd floor, but maybe I'm just bugging out. Anyways, a C4 is going to take out one, and Slifted is going to take out another. So that early lead that the boys on Seneca had will be no more. Instead, they're going to be at a 1-man deficit, looking at a 3v4 with just about a minute and a half remaining in the round. However, their Ash is still alive, so hopefully it'll be a little bit easier for them to get rid of these mirrors, these black mirrors that are going to be standing in their way. kind of stopping them. And oh my god, what an angle. That's a little bit cheeky. Imagine getting taken off from there. You won't even be able to see them. But anyways, speaking about taking somebody out, Swifted is going to take down Zosic, and that is going to be a 2v4. The boys on St. Clair back at it again, a two-man advantage.
Right, well, I mean, that was so smart there by Swifted. Realizes that the pixel position has been exposed there. That shield is such a great play for those who want to rank up. That is a great angle on Club to hold. Finds pick off of it, and because the Ash then swings in with the breaching round, Swifted knows he can get up and just move, take a level change. The Ash doesn't expect it to be crouched next to the window, and because that, Swifted finds a second one. Gets cleared out eventually in the end, but now it's too much damage, too little time. Kinger was able to find one from the Thermite going into Logi from single con. And now this one is all but over. 40 seconds left. They haven't even cleared out the shield. So again, this angle can be played. The C4 narrowly misses from down below in stock. However, it will not matter, or should not matter, unless St. Clair just start throwing picks. That will not be the case, though. Kinger able to get it done on the deployable shield, using those slits in the shield to just realize where the positioning, the positioning of the player was behind that cash table, and was able to seal the deal for St. Clair.
Well, we're all tied up now. The heater that Seneca was on before is, it's no more. It's now tied out, and that round it wasn't close at all. I mean, maybe we'll see them try it a little bit differently now that they are going to be defending Con and Cash. Seneca looking to get the advantage once again. If you guys weren't here for map 1, they got absolutely rolled, and it wasn't really the best experience. I'm sure it wasn't fun playing, and it most certainly wasn't the most fun watching. Seeing Seneca absolutely step up, be the father that stepped up this game has been absolutely great, but not obviously. I'm so sorry. But unfortunately, having them start off that one round at a 4v5 has kind of just put them on the decline. Now that last round, definitely they are not looking nearly as strong as they were at the beginning of this game.
Yeah, I mean, again, as these rounds just start to sink in, they did come back, they did claim up at least a start of a great one, but now St. Clair have found themselves back tied all up at 4 apiece. So, now we look to the attack, which, interestingly enough, despite the fact that it is a CC cash hold, at least, I believe, is the fact that the Capitao not being brought up here. So this is very interesting. They will not have the Capitao to clear out that Raptors position, and while that con single wall will extend over to Logi, that's a breach that a lot of you should know about, is the fact that that Thermite can then extend over the breach from that con single wall onto the Logi wall as well, if you place it to the furthermost right point of the con single wall breach. They can't clear out that top Raptors position, which means Terror, unless he overextends and overpeaks, should be able to just kind of sit back and play chill here. And I don't even believe they're aware of Jox's position in gym. Maybe with that gun going off, that MP5, that single shot, maybe with that drone that was lurking in bedroom, they would have heard that. So now they might have an inkling about his position being known. But who knows? If nobody was on it or heard it at the time, Jox has been able to just get completely free. And this is going to be huge. If Zosic does not aware of Jox's position, I don't believe he is. It should be a quick pick. And there it is. Jox makes his presence known. And while now they do know the position of Jox, they need to clear him out ASAP. But I believe Jox has already ran back into Con. Yes, he has. And immediately peels back. A beautiful job of what to do there if you're a roamer. Don't overstay your welcome. Take your ground. Take your pick. Make it tough for the attack. But then peel back. Play with your team to then later save your life and be able to play off of contact.
Oh my god, that mute jammer is definitely, oh my god, that was great too. Basically just kind of slowing down the attackers, but I'm sure none of their Thermites are not Thatcher is in Logi. They realize that she's been gone. She done left the crime scene and she got away with murder. A Pokeball is gonna nearly take out Mr. Con, and we're still at a 4v5 already, just about 45 seconds. And I mean, it seems like the boys in St. Clair, knowing that they have this advantage, are just gonna hold their ground. Nobody is really getting over aggressive, over aggro, or swinging anything. They are literally just waiting for the boys on Seneca to make their way through. I'm sure that they're well aware how many people are in con. And it seems like a lot of the players on Seneca are actually going to be pushing it through con. That's going to be the two-piece Jocks. Taken down a second is going to be Crown. And here we go. Unfortunately, going to get taken down, but a refrag comes out. And the boys on St. Clair now in an amazing situation, a 4v1 in their favor. As for... well, I was gonna say, as for Varix, not looking too good, and nope, it's not looking too good at all as he gets swiftly taken out, and Seneca now, for the first time ever this game, are going to be at the disadvantage 4-5.
Yeah, again, it looks like simply St. Clair is starting to run away with it. Jox was not able to be controlled. He was the X factor in starting off that round, and even then, even with, I believe it was maybe Swifted? I gotta check the VOD back again. Or maybe it was Terror, who was coming through the cash door into Con and got wiped out. It was then up to Kinger, who was able to have the refrag, and as well as Corey for extending through to that red hall, able to find the pick onto the breach. So again, a great job. It's almost as if you punch St. Clair once, they hit you with a counter punch, and not even just that, a body shot combo to a hook. So again, it seems like St. Clair right now, they're coming away with the stronger outcomes when the end of the trade happens. And so far, Seneca have not been able to deal with it. They haven't been able to roam clear Jox effectively out of these positions. And here we go, the Scopos play. I wonder now if we will finally see it work successfully with the Hibana. So again, just for a reminder, what I'm going to think is going to happen is that Scopos is going to position themselves inside of Con, and they're going to wait for that Hibana to go onto the rappel on kitchen window to take out that kitchen hatch. When that happens and that call is made from sound, the Scopos is then going to impact Con's single wall, run out, quickly get the kill, run back in, and either dive through that hatch into bar, or simply switch back into the other Scopos mech that is currently still down in the bomb site. So we'll see how this all works out, but for now, the play won't happen. That Hibana has not reached the kitchen hatch yet, but blue hatch will be taken, and there's Jock sitting in Con just like as I expected.
Oh my god, you just gave a whole story and I was loving it, but Terror is going to take down Varix. He's not going to be loving that too much, and with that, Seneca already at a 4v5 situation. Terror also going to be in a bit of a pickle. He needs to be careful. Of course, he is going to have none other than Jox to help him out if anything happens. Like I said, I like the fact that if a pick does come out, there is somebody that could potentially be there to help with the refrag. However, Con is going to take down Jox. I was just saying, and that's going to be that. However, Terror is going to equalize it out of 3v3, and then Seneca again, somebody is going to fall, leaving them at a disadvantage. Terror, though, seems like he might just be getting double swung by both people. No, the Iana clone is there. You gotta be kidding me. He's going to take down the Iana, sees right through it, and unfortunately, Crown cannot handle the heat. He's got to get out the kitchen, but Terror chasing him down like an absolute menace. Oh my god, let this man cook. Beautiful. And he's got that little go for charm as well. St. Clair looking as strong as ever, not only winning that out beautifully, but pushing themselves to match point. This may be the final round, and not just the final round, but the final map of this BO3 if Seneca do not get back on their feet.
All that has to happen there is the Thatcher just has to wait for that Gemini replicator to clear out that position. I have no idea why the Thatcher jumped into that bedroom window before the clear out from the Gemini replicator came through. I mean, guys, we knew he was roaming up top. We knew it. Right? I mean, what just happened there? It seemed like just kind of a breakdown on attack. Sure, you've cleared out Jox, but that's only one side of the story. You haven't dealt with the ending yet, and Terror is just simply able to run wild. He finds the first pick, and then the Gemini replicator goes out when there's no one else to cover the Yana. I mean, if you just wait, that Gemini replicator can go out, and if Terror swings at a bathroom, you have that Thatcher waiting for his position to be revealed on highway. You can just wait. But instead, no. They rush the play, and because of that, Terror is able to pick off two, and even gets a third after I mean, absolutely unreal play there from Terra, a hero play coming through for St. Clair, and one that, quite honestly, should have just been avoided altogether.
Yeah, and it's gonna be poor Seneca because I feel like the domino effect that really sparked all of this was just the fact that somebody
Yeah.
ended up getting disconnected. I literally think that this was like this just had to have been it because like prior to that they were this was like a whole different team. It was like I'm watching two separate teams. It's as if like the B team of Seneca has just hopped on all of their
There's
accounts
no way
because
this works again.
well,
Sorry, my bad, my
we
bad, my
will
bad.
see. We will see. No, that angle is so cheeky too. Like I low key might have to use that myself because Jesus, man, that's absolutely that's criminal. But yeah, I feel like the whole domino effect was just the fact that the fact that they ended up getting that disconnected is going to be unfortunate. But regardless, a minute already into the round, and nobody has taken any damage. Not much contact happening at all. But as I say that, Zosik
Here we go.
is going to take down Swifted, and it's going to be Seneca with the man advantage.
Right, I mean, again, that's a great first pick there for Seneca. It's what you want to see out of them. Again, just showing that, you know, they're still on, they still got guns up, and they're still ready to play. So, again, for Seneca, they have to realize right now, as rounds are slipping away, they're only 2 rounds down. I mean, this is not the end of the world, especially when you have this man advantage now. And I mean, Kinger is all but, I mean, I thought dead to rights, but he'll at least pick up 1. However, Jox will die before him. So, great job there from Seneca. They find themselves in a 4v2, and this is exactly what they need to do. They need to just keep on mounting pressure as a team, and they just have to calm the positions out. It's a great job just clearing out the Mira in Logi. Terror able to find 1, able to find 2. No, don't do it again, Terror! On 3, are you kidding me? As Diffuser, time and time again, they have not been able to clear out Terror, and because of it, he's been able to go absolutely stupid with a quad! No. Terror ends it on a quad off of a triple from the previous round. Back-to-back hero plays. Somebody stop him on the Legion. He's incredible.
Oh, no, no, no. How can you let that happen? Jesus. Oh, my God. The smile on my face. And I mean, seems like you're more excited than the actual player himself. Oh, my God. You're like, you got everybody going crazy. Jeez, man. And I mean,
That
what an amazing way to end it out. I mean, it's a little bit saddening because, like I said, St. Clair was literally so powerful on an amazing trip. And then, I don't know, that disconnect and just the whole rehosting and whatnot, all that time it took, I guess, kind of just was honestly their worst nightmare, their worst enemy, their hardest opponent. But I mean, St. Clair absolutely on fire after everything that happened closing out that second map.
I don't really have too many words. Again, how can you? That is simply just Terror doing Terror things. He's a great
Terrorizing.
high class player who can literally flip around on its head. At least it feels like so far throughout this competition. I mean, cast him in the cafe game, picks up a quad when, you know, I believe St. Clair was down with no vert control on a freezer site like 4-2. Again, it's the same thing here. He's such a high-class player who can just flip around on its head. But enough about Terror. Let's talk about St. Clair and Seneca. In general, they were able to simply on the side of St. Clair realize the mistakes of Seneca and just take clear advantage of it. I think there were some drone issues. Again, I think Terror really got confident after the missed drone and the missed time of the play in gym and bedroom. To allow Terror to just sit underneath that bedroom window is criminal. Especially when you have a drone in there in the form of a Yana Gemini applicator that can just clear out that position, right? And we're allowing him to just sink in bathroom. We have a player in gym, we have a player on highway. There's no reason for the jump in to happen. You can just play patiently. And I think after the DC, Seneca's mental got shocked, they came back, and they just simply weren't patient. They rushed through, and even though it looked good, even though they had so many times they had man advantage, you're still attacking against a defense that can just pull back. You need to stay composed. And it's at times like this when you have man advantage that you start getting overconfident, you start slipping up, comms get a little more loose, drones kind of don't see the whole picture, and because of that, St. Clair were able to take advantage of the little tiny mistakes and turn them into absolute catastrophes for the side of Seneca.
And that can honestly be the difference between a good team and a great team. Being able to know when you need to get aggressive and know when you need to just play back and just be passive and kind of take your time with things. That was definitely something that St. Clair would have to, or not St. Clair, sorry, Seneca would have to work on, because you're right, get a little bit overconfident in those situations and just letting a player on a team like St. Clair isolate their ones and just get their picks. Like, I mean, it's anybody. All these players are great, and I'm sure that any of these players, you know, in a situation where they're able to isolate their ones can win something like that, right? So it's important that you're not just feeding kills and you're also being smart with how you're, you know, pushing, especially in a situation where you end up having an advantage. And then of course, having a team come back from a deficit, you're able to know when you need to get aggro and when you need to sit back and let the time do its thing.
Yeah. And there's no other way you can say it, right? I mean, that is simply put what Seneca had to do. They had to just be a little more patient. And I think we saw this a little bit in Nighthaven on their attacks too. Sometimes there were a couple times where they got a little too go, execute. And because of that, St. Clair were able to pull back and realize mistakes, especially when St. Clair was on the attacking side. That's when they really noted mistakes in the setup of Seneca. So again, I think it was just really patient play from St. Clair. In the grand scheme of things, while they were going for aggressive plays, I will say that when it mattered most, they stayed composed, and because of that, I believe that is why they won this matchup today, in the fashion that they did.
Great fashion. I mean, the first map they went amazing, and the second map it was a little bit you know, bumpy at the start, but they pulled through very nicely and closing out map number 2. No need to go to border at all. So all I gotta say is congratulations to St. Clair, and I mean congratulations to Terror for being an absolute, you know, tyrant and just absolutely no fear in anything. Even being put in situations where you're at a deficit like that, you are able to pull through and just do what you got to do to win it out.
Yeah, absolutely. But that's going to pretty much wrap it up for us here at the CCL. So again, for our competition, we want to just thank the fans, for viewers for watching. Thank you, Bianca, for joining me on the desk. Thank you, Prod. Thank you, everybody in the back, for doing what you do. You allow us as casters to do our job and do it well. So right before we send it off for the night, here's a replay quickly of the aces that we saw, especially big shout out to the two-brow as well, as we're going to see, I believe, on the side of Varys. We'll get that very shortly, but again, it's just been an absolute blast. But before we break down these aces, we're just going to have to wait just a quick second as we are getting them up very shortly. I mean, what a game, though. What a series. St. Clair, like, just, they really turned it up when they needed to. Shout out to Seneca, though. I mean, they really showed up. They played. They did what they had to do to kind of force a little bit of discomfort on the side of St. Clair. But St. Clair are a team that really needs to get down in the dumps in order for them to start kind of turning on, I guess, not themselves in the way of a team aspect, but just for their mental to go down. They are an emotional team. So again, getting into their angry side is probably what's best. At the same time, they like to do that back. So, you know, it is what it is.
I mean, both teams have played a great. I think we saw an ace coming out from either team, did we not? Tonight. So at least, I believe so, on Nighthaven, it ended up being, it was, I believe it was St. Clair that ended up getting that. Or maybe I'm like, no, maybe I'm misremembering. I know there was 100%. Oh no, there was an ace on Nighthaven.
I don't remember.
Oh no, that's what I'm thinking. Never mind. No. It was the ace and then the 2 flawlesses. So no. It wasn't Nighthaven. It was.
Yeah.
So then, are we seeing aces from previous games as well?
No, I believe they were just talking about
It's
the one
literally
that
just
Varix
the
had.
one
I think
ace that
just the
we
one that
saw.
Varix had, but I have no problem watching this one back. I mean, it's absolutely incredible. The spray transfer onto
Seneca
the
was
team,
because of the just
and they just have to
the
calm
overall
position. There you
lack of
go. It's a great job. I
concern
mean,
for
just
what's
clearing
going
out
on.
the
We're
mirror
gonna
is
have
going
to
on here.
watch
Terror,
this.
amplify one,
This is
don't
wrong.
do it again! Don't do it
Guys,
again, Terror! There we go.
On three, are you kidding me? Has
like
Diffuser,
the
time and
TikTok
time
ones, you got,
again,
like,
they have
a
not
video
been
on
able
the
to clear
top, you
out
got,
Terror, and because of it, he's been able to go absolutely stupid with a quad. Terror ends it on a quad off of a triple from the previous round.
I mean, this
Keep
is
on mounting
absolutely
pressure
incredible.
as a
and
team,
again, we're
and they
just
just
going
have to
back
calm
through
positions
Terra's
out.
hero
It's a
plays.
great job, just clearing
again,
out the mirror in
it's
Logi.
just
You
can't
Terror,
let
amplify one, try to
someone
find two. No,
take
don't do
control
it
from
again,
Logi
Terror!
and just pick off
On
3 people
three,
like that.
are you
I mean,
kidding
he
me?
simply just
As
walks through the
Diffuser,
Logi
time
breach
and
that he
time
had set up
again,
with the
they have
Mira.
not been able to clear out
And
Terror, and because of
it's
it,
like
he's been able to
he
go
caught Seneca with
absolutely
the pants down. You know,
stupid
I'm sorry to
with
say,
a
but it's just
quad.
true. Able to find
Terror
Clair and then
ends
swing
it
the
on a
highway
quad.
window.
Off of a
And
triple
it's
from the
just no
previous
one's even
round,
challenging him. I
back-to-back
don't think
hero
there was almost a
plays.
single shot
Somebody
that came
stop
his
him
way
on
off
the
of that.
Legion.
So,
He's
absolutely incredible play. And there you go. I believe we have one more, because I was going to say, I want to see that ace
We're
from Varix
missing the
down in the
ace.
church
This
arsenal.
is when
I
Seneca
want to
was
see it.
cooking.
Exactly, and I think that it's just so unfortunate for them, touching back on the DC, because I truly do think if they win that round, this game goes very differently. I could see Seneca taking the game. I'll go ahead and say it. I could see Seneca taking the game and forcing it to border, but it didn't happen. And now I believe this isn't actually the. Oh yes, it is. Yeah, Varix down on the two brow. He's gonna get the first pick very shortly. But Swifted to find the first one onto Crayon, and it was a good one because that's a Mira Nitro Cell gone. I mean, Swifted having a little bit of an off game there absolutely turns going to start off 0-3 for Seneca, and they need it now because as you can see, probably they were down to a 5v3. It wasn't looking Mira. 53 Nitro down more than enough time for Seneca to execute. And now with that especially they only have one Nitro control, but there goes their swing onto blue. They will
just sitting behind
that
the advantage. Make that even ground right now, Varix. Don't tell me you're going to go absolutely nuclear. Finds one on the blue. Knows with the player now. The Nitro going out is going to be able to pick up the kill. Yes, Varix finding the pick onto main stairs. The quad from Varix. Have a day, young man.
Going to be able to pick off the
coming in from Varix. Absolutely nuclear. Varix goes on the side of Seneca. Does it all,
isolating them one by one. I talk about angle progressions as like quarterback progressions as a football reference, how QBs go through their routes individually. Varix there goes through his angle progressions beautifully there. You peek onto one, you peek onto a second, but you isolate them to think, which is the safer fight to pick first? What do you do first? You know there is pressure here, but this is what great Siege players can do. They can think in the hindsight of all the madness, who is in the most valuable position for me to pick off, who's in the best position for me to pick off, and who's in the best position for me to pick off without me risking my own life. And that's something that Varix did very beautifully there. He finds the first pick onto blue, so the cross can't happen because that reinforcement blocks the second player from doing so. Swings back onto the chassis, knows the second player in blue doesn't have any help because he just picked off the first one. Nitro Cell comes through a safe place, then the main stairs is all alone, switches back as he gets the common blue again, and it's just a single player, and it's just Varix doing God's work.
You explained it. I mean, he made it look so easy. It was like literally as if, you know, he was playing Terrasun. He was just basically getting ready, and like you said, he's putting himself in great positions. And hopefully I'm not like lagging crazy. Oh my god. It looks a little bit laggy. Oh yeah, no, this is bad. I'm gonna hand it to you before this gets even worse, because oh my god.
That's okay, that's okay. Thank you for everyone for watching. Thank you, Bianca, for coming out to cast with me. An absolute pleasure doing work with you. Thank you to Prod, as I said before, and that is going to wrap it up. We will see you guys next week. But everybody, have a good night.
Bye guys.